Welcome to a Bishop Hartley football game day. I'm Bob McElligott, and this game day is being brought to you by Dr. Hutta and Price Orthodontics. From the very first time that you step foot in their offices, you are going to feel welcomed when you visit Dr. Hutta and Dr. Price. And that's not by accident. That is on purpose. They want to create a great sense of trust between themselves and their patients. And that is something that is very important. You're going there, putting your trust in them. They want you to feel that trust from the very first time that you meet. And that's exactly what will happen to you at Dr. Hutta and Dr. Price Orthodontics. Now, they're going to do great work for you as well. Orthodontics, not just for children anymore. It's for all ages. And you can go in and get a free consultation. All you have to do is get information and schedule on their website at lovethatsmile.net. Well, last week, the Hartley Hawks lost their opener. They went up to Youngstown, took on Ursuline, and lost a high-scoring affair. 62-58 was the final in that game. The Hawks were actually on a drive at the end, and they got stopped on fourth down as they were attempting to get one more score that would have won them the game. This week, the Hawks are taking on Harvest Prep in the home opener at Jack Ryan Field. Harvest Prep is coming off a win last week against Eastmoor. This should be an interesting matchup as well. I had a chance to sit down and talk with the head coach of the Hartley Hawks, Brad Birchfield, about last week's loss and looking ahead to what the Hawks are facing this week. Well, Brad, I know you're a defensive guy, so a game that not only you lose, but you give up 62 points. You and I talked about it just a bit before we started this. You said it was a shootout. You were on the wrong end of it. Was it tough for you, again, being a guy that's big on defense, to see that many points scored against your team?
Oh, of course. Embarrassing and, disappointed. I mean, the kids played really, really hard. They made some great plays, and it isn't hard for anybody that watched the game to see they made some remarkable plays. And they're a really good football team. And, that was kind of the story of it. I wasn't disappointed in the kids. I wasn't disappointed in anything anybody didn't do. They played with tremendous effort and toughness. It was just a game where, there were so many swings of emotion and so many swings of momentum that, they made one more at the end than we did. But obviously you'd like to have a couple stops in there where they were just crucial, and either they made a ridiculous catch or quarterback got out of trouble quite a bit. He's a great player as well. So it was a great game. And, it's always tough to lose one of those heavyweight fights right at the beginning of the game, or right at the beginning of the year, because that's what you've been working on. But that's the price you pay for playing, for swinging hard in that opening week.
Yeah, and, to take it a step further, you just mentioned at the very end, you had control. You had the ball driving late in the game. So even though the score was very high, you controlled your own destiny at the end. As you said, they did make the play. But from a coaching standpoint, you can at least look at that as a positive, right? it was all right there for you.
Oh, my gosh. If nobody ever asks any question if they don't convert one less third down, or a ball that goes off somebody's fingertips doesn't get caught, or whatever. You can't look at it like fans do, where they just see either a score or statistics. You have to look at the actual game. And it literally is one play, one way or another, changes the game for both teams. We never certainly had control. Neither team had control. It was a back and forth from the very beginning to the very end. And, that was it. You could cut up the tape and show a lot of it, and you'd think the kids played magnificently, and they would do the same.
All right, let's talk about your offense, because, even though you do lose the game, there's a lot to show there with the 58 points that you put on the board. And we talked about your offense last week, and is it going to be a little bit different this year? Will there be more wrinkles for you? Will you go more to the passing game? Dissect the 58 points for me, and what you liked that you saw in the plays that your offense was able to make.
Well, everybody made plays. Everybody, our running game was obviously terrific. The offensive line was unbelievable. The running backs, we had a great number of running backs that had huge games for us. Peyton threw the ball well. We had some incredible catches just the same. I told somebody this morning, if ESPN, if that game was a college game on ESPN, it would be replayed every hour of the day. People would have been talking about it and been wanting to see it. So the whole offense looked great. We were able to take advantage of what they were giving us. And execution was really, really good. No question.
Let's talk about Peyton Underwood a little bit more, your quarterback here in his second full season in that position. Your team has always run the ball so well, and that really gives you an advantage because you can use play action. And some of the bigger plays, you were able to utilize that play action. And actually watching him too, he did a good job. And I know you tried to do this with him last year, and maybe that experience that he got is showing up even in week one, the rolling out and getting away from the pressure a little bit and being able to make a strong throw downfield. How impressed were you with his decision-making and his execution?
Oh, he did great. Again, it's only week one. I know there's plays he'd like to have back, just like all of us would at every position. But where we're starting and which direction we're going is certainly really, really exciting. And, he's a big, strong, physical kid and strong-armed. And like I said, Ursuline threw a lot at him as well. So he was able to kind of see a lot of stuff. I don't know that the game slows down because the schedule continues to be really, really crucial. But he at least has great, great experience of what good football teams do.
And one thing that's really great for him as a quarterback is you can take a short little pass that you're kind of dumping off to one of your running backs, and they can turn that into a 50-plus yard gain. They can turn it into a big touchdown. Trey Saunders is so good at doing that, and no surprise that this guy picked up right where he left off last year and had a huge game offensively.
Yeah, Trey's great, and we're going to get Trey more involved on defense as well. I mean, I think we've got to use him. He's a weapon, and in all three phases we've got to use him. And even when he's not active, he keeps people from being active on that side and allows us to load up in other areas. And you're exactly right. It allows us to spread the field and use all of our players, make them defend all the field. Obviously, we'd love if they remove people out there and tried to worry about him because that would leave us more room on the offensive line. So, we're blessed to have him, and he's a great player, great leader, and we're cherishing every moment we have with him.
Yeah, and speaking of that, you mentioned you have such a plethora of running backs, and you have guys that run the ball different ways. And Niall Johnson is kind of a speed guy back there. Then you can come with big guys. Deontay Hubbard's a bigger guy, and you can utilize that. When you have the opportunity to spread the defense like that, how big of a chance is that to take some of those bigger guys and let them pound, and not pound for the 2 or 3 yards, but they can now pound for 6, 7, 8 yards?
Yeah, and I know we've talked about this before. You just never know what the defense is going to do. Like, what are they telling them? Are they telling them that we're taking away this guy, or we're taking away this play or that play? And then we've got to be good enough to kind of counter off it, which we've been. But that with between Niall and Deontay, and then Sherrod and Dylan will be back soon. And then you have Richard and Trey on the outside and Anthony Murphy. That's a lot of different areas of the field in which we can threaten and take advantage of what they give us.
All right. Now you're taking on Harvest Prep this week. This is a game that's going to be at home, Jack Ryan Field. I know you're excited about that. They have that home opener. But what have you worked on this week, and especially with your defense? Because here comes another team that put up 60 points last week. What have you worked on defensively, especially in tightening things up this week?
I mean, we got to get better at the 50-50 balls. Harvest Prep will throw it deep on us. They will certainly make every attempt to do that. And we've got to get better at playing those routes. Again, he was the quarterback for Ursuline, a really good player. I mean, he's going to Central Florida on full scholarship. So he's a great football player. And he was 50% passing, but just the balls that they caught were just crucial and just absolutely crucial in crucial situations. And they were ridiculous plays that were well covered, and we have to keep practicing. We have to keep working, and those are the things. Now, Harvest Prep's really, really good. I'll talk about their quarterback, who's a really good player, and they've got 3 receivers that are big, strong, physical, athletic kids. But their running back's one of the very best. I mean, he is he's really, really good. I think before we started studying him, we didn't know what we were in for. Man, this kid is an outstanding football player.
You're talking about Jalen Jennings, and this is a guy that's coming off a 5-touchdown performance in week 1. And as I was listening to you describe that offense, it kind of sounds like just what we were talking about with your offense. They have the ability to throw the ball deep, so you have to respect that. I know last week Eastmore tried to put 9 guys right up on the line of scrimmage to stop him early in that game. Didn't work out, obviously. Still had 5 touchdowns. So what do you see as maybe the secret in containing this guy?
Well, I don't know there's a secret. I mean, we have to do a good job tackling them, getting everybody the football, but yet still respecting their deep threats as well, which they put us in quite a bind. But I mean, there's no secrets. I don't think anybody ever beats these guys with some kind of secret formula, nor would it do people beat us with a secret formula. You have to outplay them and you have to be better than them. We have to do a good job up front. We have to do a good job getting as many hats as we can on number one. If you let him get started and find a crease, he's gone. I mean, he's not coming back. So we've got to do a good job of tackling him at the point of attack for sure.
All right,
base fundamentals.
Oh, perfect. All right, let's your offense. Last week, I noticed when it came to third down conversions, I'm sure that number was not where you wanted it to be. I think you were 3 for 9 on third down. You mentioned Ursuline. When they made a catch, it was a big catch. It was a timely catch. It was a catch that kept the drive going. How important is it going to be to focus on that aspect? Not just this week, but I mean, if you're going to have a successful season, those key plays are the ones that you've got to turn in better than 50% every night.
Yeah, huge plays. We talk about mastering the moment all the time, and those are the moments in which we've got to convert and get better. But we will. It just takes time. I mean, anybody that's followed us knows, way back, it's been we've been here a long time now, and way back people would get very nervous when we dropped week one, and I went back and did the statistics. We haven't won a week one game against an Ohio opponent since 2013. So these are par for the course, and there's a whole philosophy behind it. We're certainly trying to win with everything we have, but we've got to realize where we need to get better, and that can only be taught to us by playing really good people and really good opponents. Those are the people that can teach us where it is that we need to get better, what we need to do to improve. First and foremost as coaches, and then we put it in motion. So all those things will improve. I mean, we're going to be normal to how we usually are, where we're going to get a lot better, and you'll see a different team week in, week out, because the kids are committed to getting better, and that's what they'll do. Yeah.
And speaking of that, when you're putting together a schedule, I'm sure that you can go out there and you can say, I know how we can start the season with a 1-0 record. I can schedule this team, and there's a pretty good chance we're going to get off on a winning foot to start the year. But as you said, it is about getting better, because it's not how you play in week one. It's how you're playing at the end. It's about qualifying for the postseason, obviously. But when you get there, you want to be playing your best football, and you only do that by challenging yourself early, don't you?
Yeah, you want to play great in the Central Catholic League games and in the playoffs. So everything we do trains us for that. I mean, defending this great running back and their multiple offense is going to prepare us to be the very best we can down the road, and sense of urgency and fundamentals and all those things. So yeah, absolutely. Now, I don't know for sure we could call those sure week one wins anymore. They're playing each other now. They've been happy to play each other. So listen, we've taken it and we've made it into a positive, and we have a roadmap for when we fall early on. And yeah.
All right. You're coming home to play this very first game at home. And the reason I bring this up, it's always special to play that first game of the year on your home field. But this year, I would imagine it's even more special because, yeah, you had some fans in there last year, but you didn't have that full home field advantage throughout the 2020 season. How much are you looking forward to coming in there, having people there, having it be loud, having it be what you're used to at Bishop Hartley?
Yeah, our kids are excited to be jam-packed. Our soccer opener last Saturday night was jam-packed with students. So I know our kids are excited for that. They're also excited because hopefully this is the beginning of a neat East Side rivalry. I mean, we're only a few miles apart from Harvest Prep. They've been very successful. We've been successful. This is another great game. So a great opportunity to open up. I know the kids know one another on both teams. Obviously, I know Coach Smith pretty well and I have a lot of respect for him. So it's going to be an exciting environment. And listen, it was crazy up at Ursuline. They had a huge crowd and they were into it. I mean, who wouldn't be? But we're looking forward to having that at Hartley.
How much do you like that opportunity to foster some rivalries outside of your league play like this? How much does that mean to you? And I think you kind of touched on it when you talk about the kids knowing each other, because that obviously it means a lot to them. But when you're creating these things, like this is a game that if you get it going and then all of a sudden it becomes a staple of your schedule each and every year, it's something else you can look forward to in addition to the Watterson St. Charles DeSales, right?
Yeah, this could be a whole different podcast in itself talking about this, but when we first got here, our rivals were Bexley Academy and Reedy, and the kids would get really excited about those, and they'd be huge games. And then as we've transitioned and gone maybe different directions, our rivals have become Waterston, St. Charles, and Hartley again, which is better for everybody. It's better for the students, it's better for the program, it's better for the dignity of the league, all those kind of things. That it is really, really good. But it's left us with lots of games where we're in and out for a couple of years. And I lament that a little bit because we don't have the rivalries. And when you don't have the rivalries and the connection and the respect, it's easy to kind of come and go. And so I long for those rivalries. I would love if we kept playing St. V and Benedictine, Harvest Prep and Canal and these teams over and over and over year after year. I mean, we all lost a game this week when the Reigning Thunder dropped St. Charles, DeSales, and Hartley. Listen, that's no fun, not having a game or not knowing who you're going to play. You'd like to be locked in and say, hey, week 7, we're playing whoever, Chaminade Julienne every year. And we know it's going to be hard fought. We long for those kind of rivalries. So we've worked hard to try to create them, but it hasn't been easy. That's for sure. All
right. Well, maybe this will be the start of something big. Harvest Prep at Jack Ryan Field, 7:00 Friday night. You can watch that game on the Bishop Hartley YouTube channel. You can also hear the radio simulcast on GBSN Radio, which is at Game Day Broadcasting.
Hartley taking that ball at about the 10-yard line. Up over the 20, 25. Richard Kenny gets caught at the 30-yard line. He'll be gang tackled at the 31-yard line. And that's how the Hawks will start things off offensively. Bob McElligott and Andrew Jahan with you here at Jack Ryan Field. The opener at home for the Hartley Hawks, who lost last week on the road at Youngstown Ursuline. And they lost that game 62-58. Offense comes out on the field, and it's led by Peyton Underwood. Quarterback last week went 7 for 11, threw for 182 yards and a touchdown. And he is out there to run this offense against Harvest Prep, who last week got their first win of the season. Saunders goes in motion. Here's a handoff. Niall Johnson only dancing his way a couple of steps before being brought down after a very short gain.
Niall had a great game last week. About 163 yards rushing, a couple of touchdowns, really owned that middle.
Take a look at Trey Saunders. He's a key player for the Bishop Hartley Hawks. 194 total yards last week and 3 touchdowns. He can do it all offensively, and he's out there defensively too. He's going to play a lot of snaps in this game. They pitch the ball back, and on the right side, looking for a little bit of running room and not finding much. Saunders gets out to the 35-yard line. 2 plays, a total of 4 yards. So Harvest Prep came to stop the run early, and they've done that pretty well. It's going to bring up a 3rd down and 6.
Short side pitch right there for that one. You saw that a lot last week to end the game. See what the Hawks got dialed up for this 3rd down here.
Underwood goes into the pistol, and he hands it off, to Johnson, who goes right up the middle. He will not get to the 1st down marker. He's going to be brought down at the 38-yard line. Looked to be a little bit of trickery there with Peyton Underwood. Thought he might fake the handoff and throw the ball, but he did hand it off, and the Hawks are looking at a 4th down. Andrew, last week, 3rd downs, they were a problem for the Hawks. They went 3 for 9 in 3rd down conversions. They're already 0 for 1 here today, and they are setting up as though they're going to go for it with 4th down and a little less than 3.
Be interested to see if they do a hard count here to maybe get off sides, but taking a little time to get in our formation here.
Taking a lot of time to get into the formation. And now Underwood quickly will come to the line, and finally a timeout has to be taken. Well, that's something you could see coming. It was just taking way too long I don't know if they were trying to figure out if they were going to go for it or what play they were going to run to go for it.
Yeah, big 4th down, obviously, early in the game, so taking that timeout. Really important to get that first play in if you're going for it here.
Take the timeout, only 1:56 into the opening quarter here. In all honesty, this is really what Hartley football is. You look at this, a 4th down and 3. They've only gotten 7 yards on the first 3 runs here, but get a little bit of blocking up front and convert this. That'll give you some good momentum very early in this game.
Well, Peyton Underwood is the kicker as well, the punter as well on these things. But it looks like he's coming under center here, so probably no trickeration in that manner.
Underwood right up under center. Put Richard Kenny in motion. They turn, and they hand it off on a counter play, and Saunders puts his head down, and he barrels forward, and he's got the first down. Trey Saunders, good job there. He had a good read, and when he knew it was time to put the head down, he made sure he got to the sticks.
Great finish there, getting that extra yard at the end, making sure they got that first down.
And again, that's a huge play. Kenny comes off the field right now. And right there along with him is Anthony Murphy. As you take a look at this first down that Trey Saunders picks up.
Got the rhino formation in, the big dudes up front. Tight bunches here. Jalen January in there at quarterback right now.
January takes and he pitches it back to Johnson. Looking for running room. Finds a little bit, and he's able to lean forward to the 49-yard line.
Really impressive, Niall. Just the growth from last year, too, of when he gets in those holes, finding one extra little bit of room to get about 5 more yards. And you saw that a lot last week.
Yeah, and you'll see it again right here. Just a little bit of hesitation right at that moment. And then he springs forward, and he gets every yard that he can.
Yeah, you'll love to see him falling forward to get that extra 2.
Second down and 2 after the 8-yard pickup. Hand the ball off, and this time it's just right up the middle. No surprise right there. They go right to the big man, and Sherrod Bowens, 6'2 senior, gets close to the first down marker, but comes up just a little bit short.
Yeah, looked a little bit turning the wrong way, handing off the wrong way. Made a little contact there with the QB on the way in, so sets up a third down, but you can get creative here.
Bryce January comes off the field. Peyton Underwood is back in. 3 running backs stacked behind him, and he'll hand it off to Johnson. Niall takes a hit, shrugs off not 1 but 2, and gets to the 41-yard line. That's a first down.
Man, is he just eating up that contact, finding a little bit of room, and just finishing those runs.
Talk about the contact, and you'll see it. Well, it makes contact with his own teammate first. Comes right off of that, and is able to easily convert. First down at 10 with the ball at the 41-yard line of Harvest Prep. Now remember, Hartley started this off by having to go for it on 4th down and 3. Here's the pitch, and right up the middle, across the 35-yard line and down to the 34-yard line goes Deontay Hubbard, the junior running back. And early in his very first drive, everybody's getting involved.
Absolutely. Love to see him mix it out. See what we have dialed up on a second down here in short. If we get a pass here or not, I'll be a betting man. We're probably going to go a run again.
Yeah, there's a good chance they just try to get that running game in motion. They hand it off to Sherrod Bowens. And Harvest Prep going after the football. Bowens stays on his feet. He's got himself the first down inside the 30 to the 28.
See how many yards he got after contact there, dragging that pile along.
And again, Harvest Prep was just going after the football there, and they're going for his hands. He had the ball secured, and he just kept concentrating on moving his feet. 1st and 10. Inside 7 minutes remaining here in the opening quarter. Underwood under center. He's got Anthony Murphy out to his right. They bring a man in motion to Richard Kenny. They hand him the ball. Tries to get to the short side, and he is going to be stacked up and dropped. Jalen Jennings stepping up to meet him before he could really turn the corner.
Yeah, that short side run, you're hoping you can seal the edge and use Richard's speed out there and maybe just bust one, either for a big one or a good chunk of yardage.
Good news is he only lost about a half yard on that, so it's second down. Still call it 10. Sherrod Bowens along with Deontay Hubbard and Niall Johnson all in the backfield for the Hawks.
Bob, it's beautiful to have this crowd back here tonight.
Oh, it is.
Fans here as well. We just had a beautiful event before the game as well. It's good to have everyone here.
Hard count there by Underwood. Did not get the defense to jump. Now he turns, hands it off to Johnson. Right up the middle this time. And Niall Johnson is going to get down to about the 20-yard line. That's a nice pickup of 8 yards.
Little Emmitt Smith there. Now kind of reminds you of as he goes through and wiggles his way in and finds room. Just finishes those runs.
Last guy to get up there and stop that run was Chris Brown of Harvest Prep. Stop that from being a first down, and now there's motion on the part of the offense. Johnson jumped a little bit early that time. That'll cost him 5. And actually, it wasn't just Niall Johnson. They say that all started on the line when Donovan Davis, sophomore guard, moved a little bit early. There's a look at Johnson and Hubbard. Offset I formation behind Peyton Underwood. Johnson will take it, but gets hit in the backfield this time. There was penetration, and Jermaine Townsend was able to come up and make that tackle for a loss.
Interesting call here. You got what would be close to a 45-yard field goal.
As Johnson just comes through this line, comes right off the corner. Nobody picks him up. Or Townsend comes off there. Johnson, no chance. So a big 4th down play here for the Hawks. They've already converted 1 4th down on this drive. Underwood out of the shotgun. Rolling left, he'll throw for the first time today, and Trey Saunders has it go off the fingertips. That one leading him just a little bit too far. It's an incomplete pass and a turnover on downs.
Good pressure by Harvest Prep there. Peyton rolled out there, couldn't quite get his feet set, had to release that kind of going backwards. Forced that throw to go a little bit wide.
That's a tough throw to make, too, for the quarterback, rolling out to his left and trying to throw to his left that way. As you said, he couldn't get his feet squared up the way that he wanted to. So Harvest Prep will take over on downs here at their own 28-yard line. Their defense was able to hold. And the guy you need to watch here is Jalen Jennings in the backfield. And we get a quick 5-yard penalty to start things off. Rob Bachman, the referee tonight. Matt Wilson, the umpire. Josh Bricker, the head linesman. Jeff Gherkin is the line judge, and Mark Barker is the back judge here tonight. That's your officiating crew. Fake of a handoff, and here's the throw. Downfield, and this is going to fall incomplete, and a flag is thrown on the play. Hartley certainly won't like that call. There's no doubt about it. Chris Brown was the intended receiver. The man in coverage was Aiden Turner.
Starting out like last week for Harvest Prep here is first line heavy throwing with those 2 outside receivers. That one looked like it was coming up a little short.
We'll take another look at it here. And of course, what the fans here were upset about, and Turner was upset about, he felt he was going for the football. And here's a fumble forced by the Hartley Hawks. And who comes up with that ball? I believe Harvest Prep was able to dive on it and get it back. And that is a big play there. Aiden Rogers, the quarterback, getting hit with that ball in his hand. He was getting set and ready to throw when it got knocked away. Watch Rogers right here and watch the pressure come in from the Hartley Hawks. Big Daniel Tucson got in there and got the right hand on the throwing arm and knocked that one loose.
Good early pressure by the Hawks.
Force the quarterback to scramble. He's got time to throw, and finds his man at the 35-yard line, breaking a tackle and getting back in past the original line of scrimmage. Artrell Saunders makes that catch.
He's got good pressure there from Avery Gardner on the edge.
Well, Jalen Jennings is going to be the guy to watch here. Last week, 15 carries, 229 yards, scored 5 touchdowns against Eastmoor. Let's see if they decide to make him a factor. Rogers coming up to the line to change the play. Still looking to that sideline. 3rd down and long, pitches it to Jennings. He tried to seal that corner, and Jennings lost his footing. He falls down at the 45-yard line. Sherrod Bowens was over there putting some pressure on, but Jennings upset with himself. He felt that he could have had a bigger run. You could just see the way he slammed the turf when he lost his footing. You can still see his body language that says, I should have had that first down. And now it looks as though Harvest Prep will go for it on 4th down.
Got 3 wide receivers to the far side. Looking like an
Rogers.
option.
And they have it contained. The Hartley Hawks do, and they take him down shy of the first down marker. And you're absolutely right. There was an option there, and the Hawks took it away. And it was Donovan Davis that wound up making the tackle. And it'll be a turnover on down. So each team has come up short on 4th down now.
Much different first quarter than last week. I think by this point it was 21-21, 3 touchdowns each. Got a couple big defensive stops already.
2:35 to go in this opening quarter. Deshaun Tucker is in the backfield for the Hawks this time. They're going to break Saunders into motion. Fake a handoff to Hubbard. Underwood throws it downfield. Kenny is wide open, and he is unable to make the catch. Boy, that was just a good job by Jalen Jennings to get back there and take that ball away. He doesn't make the interception, but he stops the Hawks from getting a big gain.
Great recovery to get there.
Kenny gets wide open as Underwood rolling toward that sideline. You see he puts it up, and Jennings just used his speed to get back there, as you said, make up the ground.
Good job by Richard Kenny coming back there to play a little bit of DB. Playing on the ball, almost came up with the catch as well.
2nd down and 10. And an offside call here as they got Justin Batista to jump on that play.
You know, that last play, they're probably going to circle and come back to it sometimes. Richard broke wide open there.
A nice free 5 yards there after you come up with an incomplete pass on the first down to get that offside call. Big boost. Looking now to 2nd down and 5. Richard Kenny going out to the left side. There's Underwood getting set to take the snap. He's got Johnson behind him.
Tried that clap count again there.
Handed off to Niall Johnson, and he is inside the 40-yard line down to the 39. Bring up 3rd down and short. 3rd down and 2. Hubbard comes back in. Also checking into the game for the Hartley Hawks is Riley Hogan. He's a sophomore. Line him up on the left side as we get a timeout taken by Harvest Prep with 2:02 remaining here in the first quarter of a 0-0 game. So with a timeout on the field, we'll step aside. 0-0 the score. You're watching Bishop Hartley Hawks football.
Today's game is being brought to you by the Ohio Media School. Find out how you can become involved in radio and TV production at beonair.com/Columbus. By the Lance and Eileen Porter Foundation, who have established and run the Porter Athletic League. By Hutta and Price Orthodontics. Find them on the web at lovethatsmile.net. And by Brick League Apparel. Check out their amazing styles at wearebrick.com.
Third down and 2 for the Hartley Hawks here late in the first quarter. Harvest Prep looking to come up with a stop. They're not going to have to stop them just once. They would have to stop them twice here. Underwood turns, hands it off to Johnson over the right side. He almost breaks it free. He's taken down at the 31-yard line. Actually, a pretty good job there by Harvest Prep. That was Austin Reeves that was able to hang on to Niall Johnson to make sure that he didn't get a touchdown.
Grabbing him by his shoulder pad there just to drag him down, kind of holding on for the ride. Good block by Sherrod Bowens there to spring him.
Yeah, exactly as you said. If he doesn't hang on to that shoulder pad, that's 6 points. Underwood into the shotgun. Flanked by a man on either side. Fakes a handoff, flips it to Johnson on the left side. He's looking for a blocker. He's got the first down, and he cuts toward the inside, and he will be down to the 14-yard line. First down and 10.
Little wrinkle there. I don't think we've seen that one this season with a fake couple handoffs inside, then a swing pass, a couple blockers out in front.
That was nice work there by Johnson. Trey Saunders was the blocker that he was waiting for. They really just slowed it down, developed it, and got every yard they could.
Yeah, it's good to get Peyton a nice early reception or a completion there as well, get his confidence up.
I see Saunders coming up right there to seal that off, and that's good for another 8 yards.
Yeah.
Underwood takes it, inside handoff, and Sherrod Bowen's not getting much. He gets to the 15, and he's drilled.
Harvest Prep's getting really good penetration up that middle there, a couple of those plays. See kind of adjustments the Hawks make on offense here, kind of counteract that.
J.J. DeCarlos coming up from the linebacker spot that time to make the tackle. So does 2nd down and 10. Underwood under center. Hand it off and looking for room on the left side. Deontay Hubbard is going to be wrestled out of bounds.
Looked like he was going to break it there. Harvest Prep with great pursuit to stay with it. Went up and tackling as a team together. Shut that down.
Once again, Jalen Jennings was part of that tackle.
Kid's impressive, playing both ways. Sticks his hair in there and tackles.
And they ruled that he was taken down before he went out of bounds, so the clock continues to turn, and that will bring the first quarter to an end. The Hartley Hawks, they turned it over after not converting on a 4th down. Harvest Prep did the same thing, and the Hawks are now knocking on the door trying to get the first score of the game. 1 quarter in the books, Hartley nothing and Harvest Prep nothing. You're watching Bishop Hartley Hawks football.
This is Bob McElligott for Hutta and Price Orthodontics. After taking my 2 kids to Dr. Hutta and Dr. Price and seeing what they did with their smiles, Dr. Hutta sat down with me and told me what he could do to help my smile. Well, he and his staff did exactly what they said that they would. And it's not a surprise because Dr. Hutta always says people don't care how much you know until they know how much you care. From the moment you walk into Hutta and Price Orthodontics, you'll know how much they care about you. Schedule a free consultation by going to their website at lovethatsmile.net. If you've ever dreamed of a career in the sports production industry, your dream could come true. The Ohio Media School is enrolling their next sports emphasis class soon. You'll learn about all the different aspects of what goes into the broadcast that you watch or listen to. Go from behind the scenes to the front of the camera. You'll also get hands-on opportunities to practice your skills through the Score on Air network. Call the Ohio Media School at 614-655-5250 or visit beonair.com/Columbus.
Second quarter getting underway here at Jack Ryan Field on the campus of Bishop Hartley High School. Bob McElligott and Andrew Jahan with you. It is 3rd down for the Hawks. Peyton Underwood, a little counter handoff. Niall Johnson gets down to about the 11-yard line. And that is going to bring up a decision for the Hawks. They've already made it. They're sending the field goal unit out onto the field. Alex Gabriel, senior kicker. Ball is going to be placed at about the 19-yard line. That'll make it a 29-yard field goal attempt. And that kick is up, and that is no good. Push that one, and the Hawks come up empty on another offensive drive.
And Score on Air network. The foundation has provided food and other essentials to families in Columbus's Northeast Quadrant since 2018. They've also established the Porter Athletic League, which provides a safe environment for youths 8 to 13 to play sports, study, and work with volunteers from the Columbus Police and Franklin County Sheriff's Departments. For more information, visit LanceandEileenPorterFoundation.org today.
Harvest Prep gets about 5 on that first play. Out to the 25-yard line. Jalen Jennings, they will use him as a workhorse. They don't have to, though. Aiden Rogers can throw the ball. He's got some guys that are deep threats down the field. They do hand it off to Jennings, trying to break tackles and not able to do it. Right back to the line of scrimmage, brought down at the 25. Such a stellar runner, and you get some blocking for a guy like that, you're in trouble. So good job by that defensive line. to come off those blocks. Hand it off to Jennings again. Tries to cut to the inside. He breaks one tackle, and that is going to be enough to get him out to the 31. Good for a first down.
Hawks did a good job of getting in there behind him. But Jalen did a good job of squeezing through there and getting that first down. Kind of made himself skinny as he went through.
Yeah, right there. You saw it.
Driving through the contact.
First down and 10. And you know Harvest Prep wouldn't mind getting their offense in sync right now. If that means getting Jennings the ball a lot and running, so be it. They do line up two receivers to the near sideline. They send a third man in motion. They fake the handoff. Rogers throws, and that ball is incomplete. He's lucky it was on the wrong side of the Hartley Hawks defender there, Anthony Murphy. Murphy turns around, and if it's on the other side of him, he turns around, he picks that thing off.
To be quite honest with you, too, if I had Daniel Tucson bearing down on me, I'd probably just throw it to wherever I could.
I was talking earlier today. I was down on the field talking with the coaching staff, and I was talking with Randy Wooten, and I said, I can't believe Daniel Tucson is still here. It feels to me like he's been here for 10 years because he started as a freshman. He's played almost every down, and he's just been a big part of what this program has been over the past 4 years. Here's a quick handoff, and this one's going to get out to about the 36-yard line. They don't go to Jennings that time. They gave it to Artrell Saunders, who was in motion.
Love watching these two teams play because a lot of their players play both ways. I believe Niall Johnson was coming up there to make that tackle and support.
Hayden Rogers in shotgun. Saunders comes in motion. They're going to hand it off, and this one is up to the first down marker and just beyond by Jalen Jennings. It looked like Jennings was going to be stopped 3 yards short, and all of a sudden he shot through there and got the first down.
Early on, you're seeing them just absorb that contact or squeeze around it and finish those runs off.
And you see the quarterback, Aiden Rogers, here. He's a junior quarterback, 6'2", 185 pounds, managing this offense. Tried to get the Hawks to jump there, and he had some movement, but nobody came across the line. Rogers takes a snap. It was not a great snap, but he's got time, and he throws right down the middle, and that ball is caught at the 30-yard line. Artrell Saunders cuts back to the middle of the field and makes the catch for a big first down.
Good composure there to bring in the snap, set your feet, throw that ball down the middle. Richard Kenny on the coverage there.
Yeah, but the way he handled that snap, you're absolutely right. That one, it may have even glanced off Jennings, the running back who was coming up in motion. Rogers makes the big play. Saunders comes in motion, high snap, and that ball is down.
It's like the quarterback went down without contact there.
Yeah, he went up to get the football, and when he came down awkward and hard. And he's still down on the field. Take a look at it and see if we can see what happens here. Again, the snap is high. Oh, he just came down awkwardly on all of his weight. Came down on that left ankle, which was almost tucked up underneath him. So just an unfortunate play right there. They'll continue to look at the Harvest Prep quarterback. 8:13 remaining here in the first half. A 0-0 game between the Hawks and Harvest Prep. You're watching Bishop Hartley Hawks football.
Can you see yourself working on TV, radio, or social media? As media professionals, we make our voice heard. Call the Ohio Media School and be a part of something bigger than you and me. You'll train and get the skills you need to work in TV, radio, social media, film, and much more.
I graduated and now am working as a director of marketing at a local radio station. My future is set.
Call the Ohio Media School now and be a part of something bigger. 614-723-9675. 614-723-9675.
This is Bob McElligott for Hutta and Price Orthodontics. After taking my two kids to Dr. Hutta and Dr. Price and seeing what they did with their smiles, Dr. Hutta sat down with me and told me what he could do to help my smile. Well, he and his staff did exactly what they said that they would. And it's not a surprise because Dr. Hutta always says people don't care how much you know until they know how much you care. From the moment you walk into Hutta and Price Orthodontics, you'll know how much they care about you. Schedule a free consultation by going to their website at lovethatsmile.net.
Aiden Rogers, the quarterback for Harvest Prep, being helped off the field just now, having his left foot touch the ground. He was putting no weight at all on that. Again, it was a high snap. He went up in the air, and as he came down, just all of his weight came down on that left ankle. So he's on the sidelines, and I believe Jalen Jennings is now going to take over at the quarterback spot.
Interesting, too, that play was blown dead. Looked like an offsides call on the Hawks. It's 1st and 5.
So Jennings, the running back, takes over as the quarterback, at least for the foreseeable future, which means you have a quarterback that can run the football and run it well. Jennings takes a snap, and he's looking to run. And he finds a lot of room on the left side, and he's going to get the first down, stays on his feet, and the Hawks still trying to get to him, and he's powering his way all the way toward the goal line. It's going to be brought down inside the 10.
You know, Bob, what will be interesting about this is you prepare one way all week, and you get something thrown at you different with Harvest Prep.
And watch how he runs this. Now it's wide open there. Trey Saunders comes over, gets to him. Gerard Bowens got to him, and he was just able to spin away from all of it. Takes the next snap, does Jennings. Up the middle he goes, a little spin maneuver, and gets into the end zone for the touchdown. So Jalen Jennings takes over as a quarterback, 2 quarterback draws, and 6 points on the board for Harvest Prep. Again, there's nothing to this. You just send a lead man, and there's a blocker there. He spins off that tackle by Bowens, stays on his feet until he can lean forward and cross the plane to the goal line.
It's really impressive how he absorbs contacts and just finishes through it here.
So they will attempt an extra point. Wonder Harris is the kicker. Chris Brown the holder. Ball is down. That kick gets blocked. So Harvest Prep gets 6. And it stays at that with 7:06 remaining here in the first half. Well, the Hartley Hawks have had some opportunities. They missed a field goal on their last drive. Defense gives up the touchdown. Now they have a chance to get the ball back, and if you can come down and get into the end zone, you have a chance to get back on top here. In some ways, you see two teams that play a similar way here. They both like the running game. I don't know, with Harvest Prep, is the passing game gone without Aiden Rogers in there running the offense?
Yeah, it's be interesting to see, like we talked about, just what adjustments they'll do on offense and how the Hawks are going to have to scheme that as well. We'll see if they start moving some people up into the box, daring some throws or daring something different.
Well, you're absolutely right. You can crowd the line a little bit more if you're expecting run on every play. Right now it's about the Hartley offense and getting that going. Harris has it teed up at the 40-yard line. A little squib kick. And Hartley covers it up, and they will have great field position here at about the 48-yard line. Those plays aren't as easy as they seem with that little squib kick going across the field there, but it was a good job by Rory Ralston just to cover that ball up.
Just scooping it up. Rory's a baseball player, so he's probably used to that a little bit, getting the glove hand down and just falling on the ball and securing it, giving the Hawks great field position here to respond.
Well, that's the word, respond. See if they can. After giving up the 6 points, Deontay Hubbard lines up alongside of Peyton Underwood. Fake the handoff, and now swinging out to Trey Saunders. Saunders coming toward the sideline. Stiff arms his way to the 48-yard line.
A quick swing pass there. Kind of got bottled up, but Trayvon was able to get a couple yards out of it. Some blockers out front there.
Does a nice job right here. Get a couple extra yards.
Great pursuit by Harvest Prep on all these.
Gets about 5 on that run. Hand it off, and this is going to be near the first down marker. Depends upon the spot whether they get it or not. Deontay Hubbard carrying the football for the Hawks, and they do say first down.
Seen a lot of chunk plays here. Driving that ball down some. It's going to be about finishing as they get inside the 20 in the red zone.
Ball sitting at the 41. And for the Hawks, they don't need a quick strike here to get on the board. They just need to do their job. Underwood takes a snap, hands it off to Hubbard. He is met at the 40-yard line and dropped right there after a gain of 1.
Harvest Prep bringing 4 or 5 guys, just bottling that up, finishing the play. Kind of second down and long here.
Hubbard checks out of the game. Niall Johnson is back in. Trey Saunders lines up in the backfield as well. Sherrod Bowens is there. Going to send Saunders in motion out to the right. Underwood rolls right. He is caught and dropped. That play didn't fool Ernest Pierce. And Pierce came off the left side unblocked. And as soon as Underwood turned around, he saw nothing but defender in front of him.
Just a good job by Peyton there, holding on to the ball. Took a step, trying to get his head up right there. It's Harvest Prep ready for those rollout plays right now.
Ball's back to the 50-yard line. You watch this again. Watch Underwood. Fakes the handoff, looks, sees it all the way. Knows there's nothing there. Protect the football. 3rd down and 19.
Can they protect Peyton long enough to get a shot downfield here?
There was a whistle blown and a timeout called by Harvest Prep prior to the snap. Harvest Prep taking their second timeout of the first half. So that stops the clock before this 3rd down and long. I think for the Hawks right now, look, you don't have to get the 18 and 19 yards in one play here. If you can get a nice chunk of it, that'll give you a chance to go for it on 4th down, which they've already done a couple of times today. So you take a look at the stands here, full once again. And Andrew, this is something we did not see last year. There's the pit. The student section is back. That was sorely missed by the players last year.
Yeah, it's good to see the students be able to get out here, enjoy a nice hot evening, sweltering, someone would say. I'm sure there's going to be a lot of sweat, a lot of water. But I know the students were hankering to get out here to support their Hawks.
It has been a long time. And now they're hoping they can pull off a big play here. Big play or 2 big plays. Somehow convert for a first down and keep this drive going.
Got 3 wide receivers here. 2 to the far side.
Underwood, let's throw to the screen and get it to Johnson. And Niall able to break a tackle. He is inside the 35, inside the 30, and he has the first down.
Yeah, beautiful play design. I believe they ran that just before the end of the first half last week. Fake one way, roll up the screen the other, get a couple big dudes in front of Niall, and he takes it down for a huge gain, huge first down.
You know, the irony is the play before that, Underwood had a man in his face and couldn't do anything. This play is designed to have 2 men in his face, and here you'll see them coming. They draw him in, make the throw. It's all Johnson after that.
Yeah, and they set that up a couple plays ago, too, with that quick swing pass out to Trayvon. Just brought a little bit different look there.
Well, here's a pitch to Johnson again. Goes over the right side. Gets inside the 25-yard line down to the 24.
Quick pitch. Peyton being used as a lead blocker there, too. Harking back to some old school Brad Birchfield plays there.
Second down play. Hand it off, and Johnson is going to be the workhorse now because he's got the motor going inside the 20-yard line down to about the 18. That'll leave him 2 yards shy of a first down.
Yeah, looks like he ran into his own teammate there. He might have got a little bit more. It looks like Avion Murphy ran into the big guy. Stunned it, but kept his feet falling forward there.
It's time to turn a hand at the Bowens. He's the big man. His job is to get the short yardage. He does it. Inside the 15 to the 14. Clock turns. Approaching 3.5 minutes remaining here in the opening half. 6-0 Harvest Prep on top here. They got a touchdown, missed the extra point. Actually, it was blocked. Hartley has missed a field goal in this game. Underwood pitches it to Deontay Hubbard. He gets hit, has to lean forward for a short gain. Good job again by Chandler Burrow. Burrow reading that play, was right there to meet the ball carrier.
Interested to see if Jalen Jennings is out there, or they're keeping him on the sideline a little bit to protect him with their offense. Yeah. Haven't seen him out in a few plays.
No, two-way player, and now he's got to play quarterback. And there was movement prior to the snap. The Hawks are going to cost themselves 5 yards.
You could tell that was not working out from the start. About half the line moved, the other half a little bit delayed.
That'll make it 2nd and about 12. Now Saunders and Murphy come back in.
It's difficult. You have a decent first play on a first down there. You get yourself a 5-yard penalty and dig yourself a little bit of a hole down here where everything tightens up as you get closer to the end zone.
Another whistle.
So we might have a timeout.
Timeout was called by the Hawks, and Underwood looking to the sidelines like, why did you take that timeout? We had this play set up, but the timeout is called. It'll be a 2nd down and 11 when we come back. Harvest Prep's up on Bishop Hartley 6-0. You're watching Hartley Hawks football.
Today's game is being brought to you by the Ohio Media School. Find out how you can become involved in radio and TV production at beonair.com/Columbus. By the Lance and Eileen Porter Foundation, who have established and run the Porter Athletic League. By Hutta and Price Orthodontics. Find them on the web at lovethatsmile.net. And by Brick League Apparel. Check out their amazing styles at wearebrick.com.
Bishop Hartley Hawks taking their 2nd timeout of the first half. Trying to get themselves on the board, down 6-0. Peyton Underwood leading his group back to the line. Looks back to that sideline just to double check and make sure that everybody's on the same page here. Saunders lined up to his right. And they will hand it off to him, and here's a pitch. Richard Kenny trying to get around the right side, and Kenny is going to be stopped and drug out of bounds. And I'll tell you what, it was a nice play by Artrell Saunders, and he just released Richard Kenny before he would have gotten a penalty there. He started to whip him around on the sideline.
Did a great job getting up there. Once again, Harvest Prep, and then Peyton trying to be a lead blocker out there.
It's one of those plays, I think if Richard Kenny maybe doesn't stay on his feet and he goes rolling along the ground, that might draw some more attention. But
you telling Richard to be a soccer player?
No. It's hard. No, in the heat of the moment, you don't want that to happen. Here's Underwood again, under pressure. He's got to throw. Look into the end zone, and there's a receiver knocked down. And there is going to be a flag thrown.
I have 2 flags there of 2 wide receivers being interfered with. Great job by Peyton, though, getting away from that pressure. Looked like he was going to run. Got his head up. Making a play out of that. That looked like trouble from the begin with.
And the officials continue to talk about it here. The one couldn't get the flag out. He was trying to throw the second flag. He was trying to throw it. He couldn't get it out. We got holding against the offense and holding against the defense. Offsetting penalties.
So we're going to do it again.
Yeah. So they call holding each way. Richard Kenny was the intended target there. You see where Underwood is under pressure here. As you said, Andrew is able to step up and even attempt to get that ball to the end zone.
Interesting here, they're going to go to the far right hash for this 3rd down and 10.
So you see number 2 in the coverage there. Trey Saunders, Jermaine Townsend getting called for the hold.
You would think this would be setting up for a jet sweep probably.
Well, here comes Kenny in motion. They don't give it to him, they give it to Saunders, and he cuts toward the inside and gets to about the 8. He's got to get to the 5 for the first down. You've already missed a field goal. Do you try to get the 3 here? Still plenty of time, as we've got an official timeout with an injured player down on the field. The irony is here, Andrew, that when you look at the way it's gone, Underwood, last couple of times he's dropped back to pass, he's had a guy right in his face.
Not much time to throw, especially on those rollouts. It's like they're really coming up if they're run blitzing, pass blitzing as well, but being very disruptive. So you saw a counter there to try to counteract that, no pun intended.
So do you run the football, which is what they've been able to do pretty well so far here tonight. But they've got about 4 yards to get for it to be a first down. So we've got the injury on the field. The Hawks looking at a 4th down and 4. We'll see what they decide to do as we continue. From Jack Ryan Field, you're watching Bishop Hartley Hawks football.
This is Bob McElligott for Hutta and Price Orthodontics. After taking my 2 kids to Dr. Hutta and Dr. Price and seeing what they did with their smiles, Dr. Hutta sat down with me and told me what he could do to help my smile. Well, he and his staff did exactly what they said that they would. And it's not a surprise, because Dr. Hutta always says people don't care how much you know until they know how much you care. From the moment you walk into Hutta and Price Orthodontics, you'll know how much they care about you. Schedule a free consultation by going to their website at lovethatsmile.net. If you've ever dreamed of a career in the sports production industry, your dream could come true. The Ohio Media School is enrolling their next sports emphasis class soon. You'll learn about all the different aspects of what goes into the broadcast that you watch or listen to. Go from behind the scenes to the front of the camera. You'll also get hands-on opportunities to practice your skills through the Score On Air network. Call the Ohio Media School at 614-655-5250 or visit beonair.com/Columbus.
So here we go. 4th down play for the Hartley Hawks. 4th down and 4. Peyton Underwood takes the ball. He's rolling. He's got pressure. He throws, and he's got Trey Saunders inside the 5-yard line.
Another quick rollout that time. 3 wide receivers flanked. Trayvon just sneaking underneath. 13 coming off the edge there again.
Yeah, once again, they put Underwood in a spot there, right? Ernest Pierce. He's the guy that flew off the end, but Peyton very calm and cool about it. Now he hands it off to Niall Johnson. Johnson to the end zone, and it's a touchdown. Had to wait for the signal to come from the official, but Niall Johnson able to get the job done, ties it at 6.
Good dig for that last 2 feet there just to finish off that run and get the ball over the goal line.
So he gets in. You get a better look at it right here.
Great camera work there right along the play.
Breaks the plane, and now the attempt for the extra point. Low snap, kick is up, and the kick is good. And the Hawks have their first lead of the night as they're on top of Harvest Prep 7-6. So you've got Harvest Prep. They've taken 2 of their timeouts. And they don't have a lot of time to try to get more points here. And also we'll take a look and let's see, Aiden Rodgers, their starting quarterback, had gotten hurt. I wasn't looking at their sideline to see if he's over there. No, he's still sitting on the bench. So
yeah, it looks like he's got his shoe off over there too. Probably has some ice on right now.
Means Jalen Jennings will continue as the quarterback. And again, if Rodgers is in there and you're looking at about a minute and a half left in the in the half, maybe you throw the ball a couple of times. I don't know if Jennings, who you see right there, he's back to take the kick. I don't know exactly how he is at throwing the football. We haven't seen it yet. We've just seen him run quarterback draws and get the ball to the end zone for a touchdown.
I'm always curious, too, what the Hawks will do on the kickoff as well. Alex can put it into the end zone there, but do you even give Jalen an opportunity to run the ball here?
Yeah, I would think you kick away from him. Let's see what they do. And they boot it through the end zone. Good call.
It was interesting last week, both teams returning to kick for a touchdown. Saw some adjustments on the kickoff, too, some swib kicks and kicking. Alex is capable of kicking it out of the end zone there. That's not an easy kick either because you're going all the way across the field, too.
Right, that's right. They'll set it at the 20-yard line. Now, this will be, again, this is going to be interesting to see how they play it. Do they stack it up to try to take away the run, knowing that's what Jennings did last time? And he is set to do it again. And he's trying to break tackles, but he gets only to the 25.
Yeah, he doesn't go down with just one tackler.
Deshaun Tucker gets a stop on that. Again, there's one timeout remaining here for Harvest Prep. They get the ball to start the second half, so they may be content just to run it out and try to regroup at the half and try to get on top to start the second half, unless they get a big play. Jennings, a little stutter step, tries to shoot through the left side, and he is going to have a first down, makes it to the 32.
See if you got anything in your back pocket here. Potentially get a big shot here, not by throw, but maybe a reverse.
First down and 10. Jennings hands it off and up over the 35 to the 36-yard line. J.J. DeCarlos getting the opportunity. It's not often you see a number 51 in the backfield.
When's the last time you've seen a 51 running the ball?
Designed, you
Was that the fridge in the right. 80s Super Bowl, the Bears?
That's right. There's movement on the left side of the line. Harvest Prep jump, and that will cost them 5 yards.
Yeah. I wonder if you even snap it here at this point, too.
Yeah, that takes them back to a second down and 10. They come up to the line as though they are going to snap it. Looks like they will one more time. Jennings takes it, starts to come out to the right. Still on his feet and will be hit. Spins off a tackle, but he's down at the 46-yard line. That's a first down, so clock stops while they reset the chains. And Harvest Prep is taking their final timeout anyway.
That's a big run there. Just about one tackle away from breaking that.
So Harvest Prep with their final timeout. Trying to come up with something before the end of the half, trailing by just one.
After the basketball game we had last week with the high score, a little bit of a baseball first half here.
Yeah, last week the game at Ursuline giving up 62, scoring 58. Over 500 total yards in offense and giving up just under 500 the other way. This has been much different. And again, Harvest Prep losing their quarterback has changed a lot of what they do. Jennings is going to the sidelines here. He's not even on the field for this play. So they are going to, maybe this means they try to throw the ball. Ernest Pierce lined up as the quarterback. Pierce takes a snap, drops back, and he throws down the far sideline, and this is picked off by the Hawks at the 31. Coming across the field to the 40, the 45, the 50-yard line, up the near sideline, and down at the 25-yard line. What a great job by Aiden Turner to pick that off. had thoughts of getting it to the end zone. That one stopped a little bit short, but it's a nice ending to the half for the Hartley Hawks.
Well, there's a flag on the play. It might have been a blindside block on the return. Which probably mean the half will still end.
Wait for the indication. Personal foul. And that is going against the Hawks. It looks like that's still the end of the half. Take a look at Turner. Steps in front of the receiver. Now he's got this ball. He knows there's only X amount of seconds left, and he's just trying to find some opening, and there he runs out of room.
Trying to cut it back. Dance along the sideline, just one more yard sideline there, and he's probably able maybe to make something more of that.
So the Hartley Hawks are able to get a touchdown in their final drive of the first half. And with that touchdown, they have themselves a 1-point lead over Harvest Prep here at Jack Ryan Field. The Hawks go over and get ready to talk it over. They're allowed to go back into the locker room this year, right?
They are allowed to. I know that they talked about just being outside a little bit, too.
I was going to say, with the heat today, I don't even know if you want to go into the locker room or just stay outside.
They were in the locker rooms earlier, so might want to get some air conditioning for a little bit.
But remember, I asked that because last year with COVID rules, you had to go to somewhere on the sidelines and you weren't able to go into the locker room.
Oh, yeah, you could go out to the back of the stands here and get halftime adjustments right here.
Exactly right. But Harvest Prep, as the visitors, they go through first, and now the Hartley Hawks will make their way toward their locker room with the lead here at halftime. 7-6 is the score. It has been pretty much a slugfest here through the first half of this game. Neither team has gotten their offense. I should say the Hawks are starting to get their offense going the way that they want to. Harvest Prep, they don't have theirs going the way they want to, and for a good reason. They've lost their quarterback with an injury. So they are already to a backup quarterback situation. Jalen Jennings, their top running back, has been doing the quarterbacking and running the quarterback draw. So that's an adjustment they can go and talk about there a little bit at halftime. Wonder if, even though he just came out through an interception, he was just out there to throw downfield. Wonder if Ernest Pierce is a guy that could come in and play a little bit more quarterback in the second half of this game for Harvest Prep. We'll find out as we continue here at Jack Ryan Field. Again, at the half, the Hartley Hawks have a mere 1-point lead, but it is a lead, 7-6. And they have that lead, Andrew, because they blocked an extra point attempt. Special teams goes so unnoticed until the result of not performing on special teams costs you a game. And right now, the reason the Hawks have the lead in this game is because they were able to block an extra point.
Yeah, and last week you saw that factor in a little bit, too, with some missed extra points and special teams plays as well. And that makes those games at the end, when it's 4 to 3 points, makes your decisions different if you're going for a field goal or you have to go for a touchdown.
So 1 point the difference here as look at Jennings taking over as the quarterback, and this is how he got Harvest Prep into the end zone before that extra point attempt was blocked. And then for the Hartley Hawks, Niall Johnson able to get that touchdown back. They added the extra point. And so they have the 7-6 lead after one half of play at Jack Ryan Field. You're watching Bishop Hartley Hawks football.
Can you see yourself working on TV, radio, or social media? As media professionals, we make our voice heard. Call the Ohio Media School and be a part of something bigger than you and me. You'll train and get the skills you need to work in TV, radio, social media, film, and much more.
I graduated and now am working as a director of marketing at a local radio station. My future is set.
Call the Ohio Media School now and be a part of something bigger. 614-723-9675. 614-723-9675.
This is Bob McElligott for Hutta and Price Orthodontics. After taking my two kids to Dr. Hutta and Dr. Price and seeing what they did with their smiles, Dr. Hutta sat down with me and told me what he could do to help my smile. Well, he and his staff did exactly what they said that they would. And it's not a surprise, because Dr. Hutta always says people don't care how much you know until they know how much you care. From the moment you walk into Hutta and Price Orthodontics, you'll know how much they care about you. Schedule a free consultation by going to their website at lovethatsmile.net. If you've ever dreamed of a career in the sports production industry, your dream could come true. The Ohio Media School is enrolling their next sports emphasis class soon. You'll learn about all the different aspects of what goes into the broadcast that you watch or listen to. Go from behind the scenes to the front of the camera. You'll also get hands-on opportunities to practice your skills through the Score On Air network. Call the Ohio Media School at 614-655-5250 or visit beonair.com/Columbus. Today's game is being brought to you by the Ohio Media School. Find out how you can become involved in radio and TV production at beonair.com/Columbus. By the Lance and Eileen Porter Foundation, who have established and run the Porter Athletic League. By Hutta and Price Orthodontics. Find them on the web at lovethatsmile.net. And by Brick League Apparel. Check out their amazing styles at wearebrick.com.
Can you see yourself working on TV, radio, or social media? As media professionals, we make our voice heard. Call the Ohio Media School and be a part of something bigger than you and me. You'll train and get the skills you need to work in TV, radio, social media, film, and much more.
I graduated and now am working as a director of marketing at a local radio station. My future is set.
Call the Ohio Media School now and be a part of something bigger. 614-723-9675. 614-723-9675.
This is Bob McElligott for Hutta and Price Orthodontics. After taking my two kids to Dr. Hutta and Dr. Price and seeing what they did with their smiles, Dr. Hutta sat down with me and told me what he could do to help my smile. Well, he and his staff did exactly what they said that they would. And it's not a surprise, because Dr. Hutta always says people don't care how much you know until they know how much you care. From the moment you walk into Hutta and Price Orthodontics, you'll know how much they care about you. Schedule a free consultation by going to their website at lovethatsmile.net. If you've ever dreamed of a career in the sports production industry, your dream could come true. The Ohio Media School is enrolling their next sports emphasis class soon. You'll learn about all the different aspects of what goes into the broadcast that you watch or listen to. Go from behind the scenes to the front of the camera. You'll also get hands-on opportunities to practice your skills through the Score On Air network. Call the Ohio Media School at 614-655-5250 or visit beonair.com/Columbus. Today's game is being brought to you by the Ohio Media School. Find out how you can become involved in radio and TV production at beonair.com/Columbus. By the Lance and Eileen Porter Foundation, who have established and run the Porter Athletic League. By Hutta and Price Orthodontics. Find them on the web at lovethatsmile.net. And by Brick League Apparel. Check out their amazing styles at wearebrick.com.
Can you see yourself working on TV, radio, or social media? As media professionals, we make our voice heard. Call the Ohio Media School and be a part of something bigger than you and me. You'll train and get the skills you need to work in TV, radio, social media, film, and much more.
I graduated and now am working as a director of marketing at a local radio station. My future is set.
Call the Ohio Media School now and be a part of something bigger. 614-723-9675. 614-723-9675.
This is Bob McElligott for Hutta and Price Orthodontics. After taking my two kids to Dr. Hutta and Dr. Price and seeing what they did with their smiles, Dr. Hutta sat down with me and told me what he could do to help my smile. Well, he and his staff did exactly what they said that they would. And it's not a surprise, because Dr. Hutta always says people don't care how much you know until they know how much you care. From the moment you walk into Hutta and Price Orthodontics, you'll know how much they care about you. Schedule a free consultation by going to their website at lovethatsmile.net. If you've ever dreamed of a career in the sports production industry, your dream could come true. The Ohio Media School is enrolling their next sports emphasis class soon. You'll learn about all the different aspects of what goes into the broadcast that you watch or listen to. Go from behind the scenes to the front of the camera. You'll also get hands-on opportunities to practice your skills through the Score On Air network. Call the Ohio Media School at 614-655-5250 or visit beonair.com/Columbus. Today's game is being brought to you by the Ohio Media School. Find out how you can become involved in radio and TV production at beonair.com/Columbus. By the Lance and Eileen Porter Foundation, who have established and run the Porter Athletic League. By Hutta and Price Orthodontics. Find them on the web at lovethatsmile.net. and by Brick League Apparel. Check out their amazing styles at wearebrick.com.
Can you see yourself working on TV, radio, or social media? As media professionals, we make our voice heard. Call the Ohio Media School and be a part of something bigger than you and me. You'll train and get the skills you need to work in TV, radio, social media, film, and much more.
I graduated and now am working as a director of marketing at a local radio station. My future is set.
Call the Ohio Media School now and be a part of something bigger. 614-723-9675. 614-723-9675.
This is Bob McElligott for Hutta and Price Orthodontics. After taking my two kids to Dr. Hutta and Dr. Price and seeing what they did with their smiles, Dr. Hutta sat down with me and told me what he could do to help my smile. Well, he and his staff did exactly what they said that they would. And it's not a surprise because Dr. Hutta always says people don't care how much you know until they know how much you care. From the moment you walk into Hutta and Price Orthodontics, you'll know how much they care about you. Schedule a free consultation by going to their website at lovethatsmile.net. If you've ever dreamed of a career in the sports production industry, your dream could come true. The Ohio Media School is enrolling their next sports emphasis class soon. You'll learn about all the different aspects of what goes into the broadcast that you watch or listen to. Go from behind the scenes to the front of the camera. You'll also get hands-on opportunities to practice your skills through the Score On Air network. Call the Ohio Media School at 614-655-5250 or visit beonair.com/Columbus. Today's game is being brought to you by the Ohio Media School. Find out how you can become involved in radio and TV production at beonair.com/Columbus. By the Lance and Eileen Porter Foundation, who have established and run the Porter Athletic League. By Hutta and Price Orthodontics. Find them on the web at lovethatsmile.net. And by Brick League Apparel. Check out their amazing styles at wearebrick.com.
Can you see yourself working on TV, radio, or social media? As media professionals, we make our voice heard. Call the Ohio Media School and be a part of something bigger than you and me. You'll train and get the skills you need to work in TV, radio, social media, film, and much more.
I graduated and now am working as a director of marketing at a local radio station. My future is set.
Call the Ohio Media School now and be a part of something bigger. 614-723-9675. 614-723-9675.
This is Bob McElligott for Hutta and Price Orthodontics. After taking my two kids to Dr. Hutta and Dr. Price and seeing what they did with their smiles, Dr. Hutta sat down with me and told me what he could do to help my smile. Well, he and his staff did exactly what they said that they would. And it's not a surprise because Dr. Hutta always says people don't care how much you know until they know how much you care. From the moment you walk into Hutta and Price Orthodontics, you'll know how much they care about you. Schedule a free consultation by going to their website at lovethatsmile.net. If you've ever dreamed of a career in the sports production industry, your dream could come true. The Ohio Media School is enrolling their next sports emphasis class soon. You'll learn about all the different aspects of what goes into the broadcast that you watch or listen to. Go from behind the scenes to the front of the camera. You'll also get hands-on opportunities to practice your skills through the Score On Air network. Call the Ohio Media School at 614-655-5250 or visit beonair.com/Columbus. Today's game is being brought to you by the Ohio Media School. Find out how you can become involved in radio and TV production at beonair.com/Columbus. By the Lance and Eileen Porter Foundation, who have established and run the Porter Athletic League. By Hutta and Price Orthodontics. Find them on the web at lovethatsmile.net. And by Brick League Apparel. Check out their amazing styles at wearebrick.com.
Can you see yourself working on TV, radio, or social media? As media professionals, we make our voice heard. Call the Ohio Media School and be a part of something bigger than you and me. You'll train and get the skills you need to work in TV, radio, social media, film, and much more.
I graduated and now am working as a director of marketing at a local radio station. My future is set.
Call the Ohio Media School now and be a part of something bigger. 614-723-9675. 614-723-9675.
This is Bob McElligott for Hutta and Price Orthodontics. After taking my two kids to Dr. Hutta and Dr. Price and seeing what they did with their smiles, Dr. Hutta sat down with me and told me what he could do to help my smile. Well, he and his staff did exactly what they said that they would. And it's not a surprise because Dr. Hutta always says people don't care how much you know until they know how much you care. From the moment you walk into Hutta and Price Orthodontics, you'll know how much they care about you. Schedule a free consultation by going to their website at lovethatsmile.net. If you've ever dreamed of a career in the sports production industry, your dream could come true. The Ohio Media School is enrolling their next sports emphasis class soon. You'll learn about all the different aspects of what goes into the broadcast that you watch or listen to. Go from behind the scenes to the front of the camera. You'll also get hands-on opportunities to practice your skills through the Score On Air network. Call the Ohio Media School at 614-655-5250 or visit beonair.com/Columbus. Today's game is being brought to you by the Ohio Media School. Find out how you can become involved in radio and TV production at beonair.com/Columbus. By the Lance and Eileen Porter Foundation, who have established and run the Porter Athletic League. By Hutta and Price Orthodontics. Find them on the web at lovethatsmile.net. And by Brick League Apparel. Check out their amazing styles at wearebrick.com.
Can you see yourself working on TV, radio, or social media? As media professionals, we make our voice heard. Call the Ohio Media School and be a part of something bigger than you and me. You'll train and get the skills you need to work in TV, radio, social media, film, and much more.
I graduated and now am working as a director of marketing at a local radio station. My future is set.
Call the Ohio Media School now and be a part of something bigger. 614-723-9675. 614-723-9675.
This is Bob McElligott for Hutta and Price Orthodontics. After taking my two kids to Dr. Hutta and Dr. Price and seeing what they did with their smiles, Dr. Hutta sat down with me and told me what he could do to help my smile. Well, he and his staff did exactly what they said that they would. And it's not a surprise because Dr. Hutta always says people don't care how much you know until they know how much you care. From the moment you walk into Hutta and Price Orthodontics, you'll know how much they care about you. Schedule a free consultation by going to their website at lovethatsmile.net. If you've ever dreamed of a career in the sports production industry, your dream could come true. The Ohio Media School is enrolling their next sports emphasis class soon. You'll learn about all the different aspects of what goes into the broadcast that you watch or listen to. Go from behind the scenes to the front of the camera. You'll also get hands-on opportunities to practice your skills through the Score On Air network. Call the Ohio Media School at 614-655-5250 or visit beonair.com/Columbus. Today's game is being brought to you by the Ohio Media School. Find out how you can become involved in radio and TV production at beonair.com/Columbus. By the Lance and Eileen Porter Foundation, who have established and run the Porter Athletic League. By Hutta and Price Orthodontics. Find them on the web at lovethatsmile.net. And by Brick League Apparel. Check out their amazing styles at wearebrick.com.
Can you see yourself working on TV, radio, or social media? As media professionals, we make our voice heard. Call the Ohio Media School and be a part of something bigger than you and me. You'll train and get the skills you need to work in TV, radio, social media, film, and much more.
I graduated and now am working as a director of marketing at a local radio station. My future is set.
Call the Ohio Media School now and be a part of something bigger. 614-723-9675. 614-723-9675.
This is Bob McElligott for Hutta and Price Orthodontics. After taking my two kids to Dr. Hutta and Dr. Price and seeing what they did with their smiles, Dr. Hutta sat down with me and told me what he could do to help my smile. Well, he and his staff did exactly what they said that they would. And it's not a surprise because Dr. Hutta always says people don't care how much you know until they know how much you care. From the moment you walk into Hutta and Price Orthodontics, you'll know how much they care about you. Schedule a free consultation by going to their website at lovethatsmile.net. If you've ever dreamed of a career in the sports production industry, your dream could come true. The Ohio Media School is enrolling their next sports emphasis class soon. You'll learn about all the different aspects of what goes into the broadcast that you watch or listen to. Go from behind the scenes to the front of the camera. You'll also get hands-on opportunities to practice your skills through the Score On Air network. Call the Ohio Media School at 614-655-5250 or visit beonair.com/Columbus. Today's game is being brought to you by the Ohio Media School. Find out how you can become involved in radio and TV production at beonair.com/Columbus. By the Lance and Eileen Porter Foundation, who have established and run the Porter Athletic League. By Hutta and Price Orthodontics. Find them on the web at lovethatsmile.net. And by Brick League Apparel. Check out their amazing styles at wearebrick.com.
Can you see yourself working on TV, radio, or social media? As media professionals, we make our voice heard. Call the Ohio Media School and be a part of something bigger than you and me. You'll train and get the skills you need to work in TV, radio, social media, film, and much more.
I graduated and now am working as a director of marketing at a local radio station. My future is set.
Call the Ohio Media School now and be a part of something bigger. 614-723-9675. 614-723-9675.
This is Bob McElligott for Hutta and Price Orthodontics. After taking my two kids to Dr. Hutta and Dr. Price and seeing what they did with their smiles, Dr. Hutta sat down with me and told me what he could do to help my smile. Well, he and his staff did exactly what they said that they would. And it's not a surprise because Dr. Hutta always says people don't care how much you know until they know how much you care. From the moment you walk into Hutta and Price Orthodontics, you'll know how much they care about you. Schedule a free consultation by going to their website at lovethatsmile.net. If you've ever dreamed of a career in the sports production industry, your dream could come true. The Ohio Media School is enrolling their next sports emphasis class soon. You'll learn about all the different aspects of what goes into the broadcast that you watch or listen to. Go from behind the scenes to the front of the camera. You'll also get hands-on opportunities to practice your skills through the Score On Air network. Call the Ohio Media School at 614-655-5250 or visit beonair.com/Columbus. Today's game is being brought to you by the Ohio Media School. Find out how you can become involved in radio and TV production at beonair.com/Columbus. By the Lance and Eileen Porter Foundation, who have established and run the Porter Athletic League. By Hutta and Price Orthodontics. Find them on the web at lovethatsmile.net. And by Brick League Apparel. Check out their amazing styles at wearebrick.com.
Can you see yourself working on TV, radio, or social media? As media professionals, we make our voice heard. Call the Ohio Media School and be a part of something bigger than you and me. You'll train and get the skills you need to work in TV, radio, social media, film, and much more.
I graduated and now am working as a director of marketing at a local radio station. My future is set.
Call the Ohio Media School now and be a part of something bigger. 614-723-9675. 614-723-9675.
This is Bob McElligott for Hutta and Price Orthodontics. After taking my two kids to Dr. Hutta and Dr. Price and seeing what they did with their smiles, Dr. Hutta sat down with me and told me what he could do to help my smile. Well, he and his staff did exactly what they said that they would. And it's not a surprise because Dr. Hutta always says people don't care how much you know until they know how much you care. From the moment you walk into Hutta and Price Orthodontics, you'll know how much they care about you. Schedule a free consultation by going to their website at lovethatsmile.net. If you've ever dreamed of a career in the sports production industry, your dream could come true. The Ohio Media School is enrolling their next sports emphasis class soon. You'll learn about all the different aspects of what goes into the broadcast that you watch or listen to. Go from behind the scenes to the front of the camera. You'll also get hands-on opportunities to practice your skills through the Score On Air network. Call the Ohio Media School at 614-655-5250 or visit beonair.com/Columbus. If you've ever dreamed...
Here at Jack Ryan Field on the campus of Bishop Hartley High School, getting set for the second half between the Hartley Hawks and Harvest Prep. The Hawks have a 7-6 lead as they're stretching and getting set for this second half to start. It was Harvest Prep that got the first score of the game. Jalen Jennings with a rushing touchdown, and he got that from the quarterback position, and that's because in the first half, Aiden Rogers, who's the quarterback for Harvest Prep, injured himself on this play with a high snap coming down awkwardly on his left leg.
Yeah, there was an offsides call on the Hawks there, too. So the play was blown dead.
So Rogers did not play the rest of the first half, and here's Jennings, came in as the quarterback after that, and this is all he has done as the quarterback. It is run the quarterback draw. This one is the one that he took all the way to the end zone or that one is not the touchdown. The next one is the touchdown that he got. But in any event, Jennings gets them into the end zone. This will be the touchdown here over the right side.
What you notice on those two runs is theme for the first half, absorbing contact, and he's been finishing.
What you're looking at right there is Aiden Rogers, who we just showed you got hurt, number 12. He is getting loose for the second half. So they did some work on that ankle, and it looks like he is ready to go. And that's huge for Harvest Prep, Andrew, because, it's great that Jennings is just running that ball from the quarterback position, but they have so many more weapons they can utilize when their quarterback is healthy and can throw.
Yeah, and you want to see that young kid play out there, too, and see them at full strength. So really excited to see him come back out there. Kind of opens up their offense as well.
Jalen Jennings, 74 yards and a touchdown in the first half of this game. For the Hartley Hawks, running the football has been their forte. That's what they're known for anyway. When they're on their game, that's what they're doing, and they have run the ball well. Their only touchdown came late in the first half. Niall Johnson got that touchdown, and that is part of an 84-yard performance for him so far here this evening.
Saw some big pass plays on that one, too. The fake one-way screen coming the other for the big third down, and a couple swing plays. So getting a little versatile in their offense.
And the big play was the third down and 19 that they were able to convert on the swing pass. And then here you see Peyton Underwood. He converts on a fourth down play right here to Trey Saunders. And then it's Johnson going in from just 4 yards out to get the touchdown and put the Hawks on top 7-6. So that's how things went in the first half. Again, not a lot of scoring, just a touchdown on either side, a touchdown, a blocked extra point, and then a touchdown and a good extra point on the other side. We'll see what this second half brings. Harvest Prep will get the football to start the second half of this game.
Last week we went till 10:30 for the game, and this week we had a 50-minute first half, so we'll see if this second half flies by again.
Well, again, when you have two teams that run the football, and I mean, if you're not running it down the field in just two plays and getting a touchdown, if you're out there 4 or 5 yard runs at a time, it's going to burn up the clock, and that's exactly what these two teams have been doing tonight.
Yeah, I've been impressed with both defenses. It's interesting to see what adjustments both teams will come out with here. Play calling and defense as well. Kind of adjust to what each is doing.
When I talked to Brad Birchfield earlier in the week, he was excited about this matchup because he feels that these two schools, a lot of the players know each other, that there's a built-in rivalry right there. These two schools haven't played each other for a long time. He's hoping that maybe this can become kind of a little rivalry outside of the CCL league play for both of these schools.
Yeah, that'd be great. Kind of add to your schedule, your regular schedule as well. It's hard enough to schedule these games sometimes. There's no easy ones on the schedule. So, giving a local team and having that would be good for the Hawks moving forward.
Alex Gabriel kicks that opening kickoff for the second half through the end zone, and that'll force Harvest Prep to come out and start at the 20-yard line. And again, as we were just talking about and showing you on the sidelines, he was getting ready. Aiden Rogers returns to the game. Rogers, the junior quarterback, sets up in the shotgun. Jalen Jennings alongside him. Jennings will take the ball, and he will get swarmed under after about 1 yard gain.
Yeah, early on in the first half, the Hawks were able to get penetration, but not really bottle them up and finish the play. There they did a good job finishing, tackling, and getting them to the ground for no gain.
Send two wideouts to the right side. And they'll throw to the near sideline. That ball is caught, and Richard Kenny is right there to make the tackle. Chris Brown on the reception. He turned around. He actually ran into his own teammate, Artrell Saunders, and Richard Kenny was there anyway. That just ensured that Kenny would get there to make the tackle.
Did a good job shedding a block on that play, then finishing and wrapping up, and then allowing his time for teammates to come over and finish the play.
All of that for a 2 yard gain. It is 3rd down and 7. Big play on the first drive of the second half. Rogers taking the snap, and he rolls back, and he's under pressure, and he is down. Big sack by the Hartley Hawks.
Yeah, coming off the edge there, getting a big sack. Deontay Hubbard, you've heard that name a lot tonight, also playing defense.
Oh, a huge play. You've got a quarterback that sat out most of the first half, comes in there and gets put into a third down and long situation, and right away you bring that pressure, make them run. They're going to just put him back in there and go for it on fourth down. They've got to get to the 30-yard line for the first down. And now, actually, no, they're not going to. They fake it and they punt the ball. And this is a short punt. And it bounces at the 35-yard line. It'll be down right there by Harvest Prep. And Bishop Hartley will have great field position on their first offensive drive at the second half.
Underrated element in high school football is having a great punter, and you see that a lot, even last week too. Just what difference that can make. A couple punts that didn't go far last week, and now you got great field position.
Great field position and a chance to add to your lead. Peyton Underwood bringing his team up to the line. Sends a man in motion. That is Deontay Hubbard. They hand it off to Niall Johnson. Up the middle he goes. Good job of some shifty running there to get to the 21-yard line.
Quick hitter coming out there, getting a huge chunk of yard. It looks like the Hawks are going to speed it up a little bit here. Getting to the line a little bit quicker.
Yeah, Johnson really speeding it up on this run. Nice tackle right there at the end by Jermaine Townsend. Well, they came up to the line quickly, but they're taking their time getting the play from the sideline. First down and 10 from the 21-yard line. Bring a man in motion. That's Saunders. They pitch it to him. He comes around the near side, and he is knocked out of bounds at about the 12.
With that short side pitch tonight, getting big yardage. They've ran that a couple times. That's the first time they were able to carve out big, a little bit more of a chunk of yardage.
They will mark that just shy of the first down marker. No, now they say that is a first down, and they'll move the chains. Deontay Hubbard checks back in for the Hawks. There he is, number 7, setting up in the backfield. Gerard Bone is there, and Niall Johnson is the tailback, 3 men deep, and he takes it. And he goes through the left side, inside the 10-yard line, down to about the 9. Nice little pickup there for the Hawks. Just trying to hit right into the middle of that line. Running behind big senior offensive lineman Avion Murphy there. Underwood turns and toss to Hubbard. He's got room inside the 5, spins off a tackle, and he is into the end zone for the touchdown.
It's going to be a fun replay to watch here in a few seconds. Let's just see him finish that run, spins, gets to the pylon. Niall leading the way a little bit there.
Yeah, the spin made the room possible to get to the pylon. As now Alex Gabriel will try the extra point.
Interesting to see Hawks tackling good early on, and Harvest Prep not wrapping up quite yet, so might be a product of the heat.
Encroachment on the defense, that'll bring the ball closer to the goal line. It's not out of the realm of possibility if you wanted to run the offense back out there and go for 2. They'll just stay with the extra point.
Alex will be back on the field tomorrow in an early soccer game, actually, so he's going to have a quick turnaround. I believe the boys got a game quite early tomorrow. Trying to get those in before the summer heat hits.
Gabriel is 1 for 1 on the extra point attempts in this game. They get the ball down, and he drills it off the upright. So it is a 13-6 lead for the Hartley Hawks.
Just like you talked about, Bob, as we came back from half, just missed extra points on Harvest Prep, and then one on the Hawks here makes this game interesting and within reach.
And that was just a line drive kick, caught the left upright. Now for the Hawks, it's about going out and playing defense. They were able to do that on the first drive of this half. Harvest Prep wound up going backwards on that drive. Had to give up the ball quickly. So Gabriel tees it up at the 40-yard line. Long kick. And Harvest Prep will let that go through the end zone once again.
Bob, if I'm correct, in high school when it hits the end zone or players in the end zone, it's an automatic touchback.
Right. So it's automatically out to the 20-yard line. 8:46 to go here in the third quarter. One touchdown game. 13-6 in favor of Hartley. Now the key is going to be to stop Jalen Jennings. They did that on that first drive. You want to force Aiden Rogers to have to beat you. Again, he's not 100%. Doesn't mean he's not going to be able to make plays, but you want him to have to test that left ankle that he injured in the first half. Hand off to Jennings. Over the left side, breaks a tackle, and he's across the 25 out to the 26-yard line.
It's a little bit better first down play for them. Getting on track, setting up an easy second.
Yeah, it's easy to say you've got to contain that guy, but it's much harder to do. He's a fantastic running back. 5'10", 180-pound senior. Going to send two men out to the left as receivers. Keep Jennings in the backfield. Hand it off to him. He runs to the right side. He's got the first down, spins off another tackle, and he gets all the way out near the 40-yard line. He's down at the 38.
Man, does he finish runs there. It's, again, a couple guys trying to bring him down. Right after contact, he's still picking up some yardage.
Sherrod Bowen's able to make the tackle. First down and 10 for Harvest Prep. This is what they want. They want Jennings going so that they can chew up some yardage. He goes to the sidelines right now. They'll give him a breather after a couple of runs. And they'll hand it off, and this time the Hawks have it sniffed out. Good job. A 4-yard loss on that play. Bowens again is in on the tackle.
Yeah, Daniel Toussaint getting upfield, forcing that to go outside. And then Sherrod coming up to clean it up.
See if Jennings checks back in now on a second down play. Well, they keep him on the sidelines. Justin Batista is the running back. They hand it off to him. He tries to go right side. Slips a tackle, gets out to the 42-yard line. That'll leave him 6 short of the first down. And it might have to be a 2-stop performance here for the Hartley Hawks. See how it goes. Jennings checks back in. Third down and 6. Rogers hands it off to Jennings, and he is caught and then still stays on his feet, getting all the way out the midfield. That's good for a first down.
Just keeps driving those legs, finishing runs. Just when you think you have him, keeps churning and getting those extra yards. And 2 guys had him at this play.
Deshaun Tucker thought he had him. Couldn't quite wrap him all the way up. Slowed him down. didn't stop him.
And this is what you want to do after you had a quick drive on your defense. Give them a little bit of rest. Take down that clock.
First down and 10, they bring a man in motion. Hand it off to Jennings on the counter play. Gets around the left side, up the far sideline. He's got the first down and is brought down inside the 35 at the 33. Again, Sherrod Bowens, he's a busy guy making that tackle again. They get everybody flowing to one side of the field, then they run Jennings back to the other side.
Good job sealing the edge, and then you get him in open space. He's going to reward you with some extra yardage.
Hawks are going to take a timeout right now with 5:46 left in the third quarter. And they might just want to talk about the defense and get things settled down here.
It's time for you to check out the Ohio Media School, located in Columbus. If you're interested in radio and TV production or digital media marketing, the Ohio Media School is the choice for you. Visit beonair.com/Columbus or follow them on all social media platforms. Ohio Media School, we change lives.
So the ball is inside the 35-yard line at the 34. Jalen Jennings doing the damage here for Harvest Prep. They come back to the line. And here they've got Jennings lined up as a quarterback again. Takes a snap, goes left. And will be knocked out of bounds after a short game. Deontay Hubbard making sure that he gets outside the playing field. So they line him up there just to give it a little different look, or is Rogers still battling with that foot? Not sure, but Jennings will line up again as the quarterback. Movement for Hartley. No flag. Low snap. Jennings still able to pick it up and make something out of what could have been nothing right there. Third down play coming up.
Yeah, if you're the Hawks here, you got to force a negative play because they're going to use 2 downs here to pick up this first.
They were able to do that on the first drive of this half. Able to get penetration on the third down play and force a big sack. Aiden Rogers is checking back into the game right now. Looking at a third down and 5. Hartley hustling to get a man off the field. And the timeout is going to be taken by Harvest Prep. There was just a lot of confusion as to what they were going to do, who they wanted on the field to do it with. And again, Hartley had a man running off the field. And I think that Aiden Rogers saw that as maybe an opportunity to snap the ball and get an offside or get a too many men on the field penalty. But as it turned out, he couldn't snap the ball because his own team wasn't set. So they take the timeout to avoid the confusion. Each team has already taken the timeout here in the second half. Look down there at that Hartley huddle. Maybe on Murphy spraying that water right on his face. Again, it is very hot and humid. Of course, the sun has gone down now, but still pretty hot and playing on that artificial surface in addition to it.
Well, Bob, in about 2 weeks, I'm sure we'll get the remnants of snow or hard rain, or the weather will change.
Every year, same thing. You do these early games, you complain about how hot it is, and this is brutal, and you're right. 2-3 weeks from now, you're saying it's freezing and shut the windows. Here we go, third down play. Rogers throws out to the left, and he throws it short. Jennings was the intended receiver. That's incomplete. That'll drive you crazy as a coach. Take a timeout, set everything up, and then the execution isn't there.
Yeah, now you set yourself up for fourth down, crucial play, and Harvest Prep's making its way over, so might be looking at another timeout again. Or
no, they all took their time going to the sideline, but that's where they did their huddle. They come right back out on the field. So here they go, 4th down and 5. Rogers looking, getting pressured. The ball's on the field. And Hartley's got it. They would have gotten it either way because they made the tackle and stopped Harvest Prep. But the cherry on top is it's a fumble recovered by the Hartley Hawks.
Bob, do you think we can get Daniel Tucson for another year signed up? Because he's in there again causing chaos.
He sure was. He was in there. He knocked that ball loose. And the Hawks with a 13-6 lead take over here with 4:46 to go in the third quarter. And really, this is where you want to come down the field and score. I don't care if you could throw a long bomb touchdown right now. That would be fine. You can chew it up and do 10 plays as long as you wind up with points at the end of this drive.
Yeah, big turnover on down. Oh, something different here.
Underwood with a little quarterback draw, and he pays the price for it after just a short gain.
Yes, sending him up the middle there. A little bit of daylight. Close very quickly. Good job holding on to the ball.
That's a tough 2 yards, but it's 2 yards nonetheless. Right now, Niall Johnson is back in the backfield. Going to send Deontay Hubbard in motion. Quick handoff to Johnson, and this time it is sniffed out by Harvest Prep. Just a good job right off the defensive line to make the play. And that was Eje Sumo, number 7, came off the line and made that play.
This will be a big response by Harvest Prep if they're able to force a 4th down here, and you got a false start by the Hawks.
Well, that's going to make this a much more difficult play. It'll make it now 3rd down and 11. We'll see if it's the same play call or if they go with something different here. Got Underwood in the shotgun. Rolling to his right. Stepping up and dropped down. A huge defensive play turned in by Harvest Prep as Peyton Underwood had nowhere to go.
Peyton didn't really look to scan the field there, so I wonder if he took a look down, didn't see anything, and wouldn't think that would be a design rollout run there.
No, very doubtful, but I'll tell you who enjoyed that was Avery Garner, the big man who wound up finishing off the tackle. These guys love to hit the quarterback, and they got the opportunity right there. So the Hawks punt it. Ball lands inside the 40, and what a Hartley bounce that takes. All the way down inside the 15 to the 14-yard line. Ball bounced at the 40 and rolled all the way down to the 14. So there may not have been the plays in that series that they wanted, but they get the result from the punt.
Yeah, Harvest Prep starting out the first half or second half and having to punt, and a different result of changing field position there. Good job by Peyton getting that down. Burying Harvest Prep a little bit deeper.
2:46 left here in the third quarter. Now once again, it's going to be Jennings lined up as the quarterback here, with Rogers on the sideline. And here's a run over the left side, and this is going to be good for 8, maybe 9. All they do is put J.J. DeCarlos to the side of Jalen Jennings and let him be a lead blocker. It's pretty simple. See, DeCarlos, he's 51. He goes to the outside, clears that up the middle, and by the time Deshaun Tucker brings down Jennings. It's a gain of 8. The second down coming up. Lyle Johnson is going to hustle back into the game in place of Andrew McFeeters. Rogers is back in at quarterback now. He's running short on time, and he knew it. And he did not. Well, he didn't get it snapped as his team was jumping all over the place, and that'll cost him 5 yards.
Yeah, you saw him run up to the line, trying to signal something out, hustled back, and offensive line jumped there as the snap came.
Now it's second down and 7. Rogers looking, and he throws. And that one is off the fingertips of the intended receiver, and it just does fall incomplete. Chris Brown was the man it was intended for. And looking for his second interception of the game, and almost getting it was Aiden Turner.
Two slants coming on that play. Just a little bit overthrown.
That brings up a third down and 7. Another big play for the Hawks defensively if they can turn something in here. Last couple of times that Rogers has been in this situation, they've been able to get to him and get pressure on him. This time, he has time, and he throws down the middle of the field, and that is broken up. A great defensive play turned in by the Hawks. And looks like there was an injury on the play, but look at this coverage downfield.
Great job of not getting a flag on that play, of just getting up, jumping, and meeting the ball, and using that outside hand instead of that inside hand sometimes players will use, and that ball will be complete. And just does a good job of breaking it up, and Aiden's having a great game right now.
Aiden Turner. He almost had the interception on the play before. They went right back after him, and he proved that he could stay with that receiver downfield. Fourth down.
It's time of a boot, another squabbly kick here.
Yeah, but this time the Hawks have to let it roll. Richard Kenny not going to try to make a play on that as it goes to the 39-yard line. So the Hawks will get it back offensively. It's been an offensive struggle for both teams here.
Yeah, 2 3 and outs right there, back to back for both teams.
Peyton Underwood, he is at times tonight looked confused. There have been, plays that were designed as rollouts, and by the time he's rolled out, he's got a defender right on top of him. He's been able to still make some of those plays as there's movement on the line, and the Hawks are going to back themselves up 5 yards.
Yeah, just some confusion coming out there, and left tackle just jumping even before the play was set there. Setting yourself back 5 yards.
In a game like this, every yard counts. There's a pitch to the man in motion. That's Richard Kenny. And Kenny's going to be forced just to pick it up, and then he gets dropped back near the 21-yard line.
Yeah, see if we see this one coming up on replay and see what happened here.
Just missed the pitch.
Might have been down with that knee when he picked up the ball.
Yeah, they have it at the 24, so that's quite possible.
You're looking at a big 2nd and 26.
Well, again, you don't need it all at once. Underwood with a handoff. And Johnson just gets tripped up at about the 29.
See if that takes him into the fourth quarter.
That should do that, as the Hawks will come to the sideline. They'll talk it over. They've got a big third down play coming up. Need about 20 yards for a first down. As the third quarter does come to an end, the Hartley Hawks have added to their lead. They're up on Harvest Prep. The score is 13-6. 1 quarter remaining here at Jack Ryan Field. You're watching Bishop Hartley Hawks football.
If you've ever dreamed of a career in the sports production industry, your dream could come true. The Ohio Media School is enrolling their next sports emphasis class soon. You'll learn about all the different aspects of what goes into the broadcast that you watch or listen to. Go from behind the scenes to the front of the camera. You'll also get hands-on opportunities to practice your skills through the Score On Air network. Call the Ohio Media School at 614-655-5250 or visit beonair.com/Columbus. The Brick League is a proud supporter of high school athletics in Central Ohio and a proud partner of the Ohio Media School. For all of your custom apparel needs, visit the Brick League at wearebrick.com and check out their amazing styles today.
Peyton Underwood with a throw down the far sideline, trying to get all the yardage back, and that one is Richard Kenny was down there, and he didn't make that catch inbounds. He had the ball when it was all said and done, but he didn't make the catch inbounds. So it's a stop for Harvest Prep. They will get the football back down by 7.
Peyton's got quite the arm strength down there, threw that one deep. Good coverage, though, there, running stride for stride.
Now it'll be Underwood to punt the ball away. And again, these plays are crucial. Talking about field position, want to give your defense best opportunity. And this ball booted toward the near sideline. And again, it has a Hartley roll to it. And it gets all the way down to the 30. The 29 is where it will stop rolling.
2 good punts in a row by Peyton. You notice he's a little bit closer than usual distance. So he comes up and takes that snaps, rolls out a little bit to the right, kind of gets that natural momentum moving forward as he kicks. So hopefully that ball bounces, takes a nice Hartley hop every time.
Bob McElligott alongside of Andrew Jahan here at Jack Ryan Field. Hawks started last week with a loss on the road at Youngstown, taking on Ursuline. Harvest Prep got a big win over Eastmore. Harvest Prep back to the offense and ready to go once again. Aiden Rogers in the shotgun. Fakes a handoff to Jennings, runs behind him, throws over the middle, and that ball is caught. And this will be a first down out to the 47-yard line. Aiden Turner with the tackle on the receiver, Chris Brown.
Different look there, the little option, fake and then pull back.
Ball came so close to the hands of Deshaun Tucker.
Big tackle at the end there too as he's breaking free and brought him down, last defender.
We'll get a flag. And they say that Hartley is lined up in the neutral zone. Or is that right? Oh, no, it's on the offense. Sorry. They're lined up wrong.
You don't see that call often.
No, no, you don't. We see it here. Now it'll be a 1st and 15. Jennings is back in the quarterback position. Takes a snap, goes to the right. They tie him up, and they will bring him down. 46-yard line.
4-yard pickup on that play.
A Wildcat look has been continuous tonight. Since Rogers went out with his injury in the first half, he's been in and out sporadically here.
Once again, Bob, you talked about that missed extra point. That makes this right here different, them going down and scoring, and whether they had to go for a 2-point or kick the extra point.
Rogers throws to the near sideline. Saunders makes the catch, and he's able to get across midfield to the 47-yard line of the Hawks. Got out there, isolated one-on-one coverage with Aiden Turner. He's able to make Turner miss right there. Sherrod Bowens finishes off the tackle. 3rd down and 4. As we get a whistle here, an official timeout. Now they'll wind the clock once again. Jennings again. And the Wildcat will take it. And he goes right up the middle, and he's got the first down. He's got more than that, and Niall Johnson just saved a touchdown with a tackle at the 28.
Yeah, squeezed through there. He's done it a couple times tonight, and this time he finished the run with about 10 more yards there. See, it looks like they got him bottled up. Daniel Toussaint gets a hold of him, and a couple missed tackles.
First down and 10.
Hawks running a little confused, running the player on late there.
Jennings gets away from Tucker, and he goes up the field, breaks tackles. He's into the end zone for the touchdown. They were close to having him in the backfield. He escaped. And now Harvest Prep has a chance to tie this game.
Yeah, look at the replay. We got someone running off the field there for the Hawks. He squirts up, cuts it back, and he's going to the house with that one.
Now there's Tucker missing the tackle there. And after that, it just kind of opens up.
Yeah, he's got the total package: speed, vision, finishes runs.
13-12.
Might be potentially going for 2 here.
Now they're going to bring Rogers back in. Oh, well, they were. He started on the field. Now he goes back to the sideline.
We got a timeout now.
Yeah, have to take a timeout. Harvest Prep taking their second time out of the half, trying to figure out what they want to do here. If they're going to go for the extra point to tie, or if they're going to go for 2 and try to get the lead. So they go to their sideline, they talk it over. Again, they sent the quarterback on the field, called him back 10 yards after he started to run on. Just a lot of confusion as to what was happening there.
Yeah, and Jennings was still over by the coach trying to decide what they were going to come on and run.
See, and again, I know hindsight's 20/20, but the last time when Hartley scored, and then there was that penalty on the extra point, which moved the ball a little bit closer, they decided to stay with the extra point attempt. And it went off the upright instead of going for 2. That's what set up this situation. Rogers in the backfield, Jennings alongside him. They are going to go for 2, and there's a flag. And what is this call, and who is it against? Legal substitution on the defense. Now they change their mind about the way they're going to approach this.
Bringing 51 back in the game.
Yeah, they might just go back to the Wildcat here to try to get these 2 points. That's exactly what they're going to do with the ball being moved closer to the goal line. It's only about 1 yard out. try to go Wildcat for the 2-point conversion. Jennings takes it, comes around to the left, easily will step across the line for the 2 points.
The interesting call there. 2 flags by the refs.
Is that after the play? So he's able to get in easily. So the unsportsmanlike call on the actions after the touchdown or the 2-point conversion was completed. 9:03 to go here in the fourth quarter. Hartley down by a point. But when you're the Hartley Hawks, you get into this situation, 9 minutes left. If you get your game going, you can just eat away at that and go down the field and get into the end zone. Question is, can they get that game going? Can they get that running game to where they want it and where they need it to be now as we get into the fourth quarter?
Presumably they'll have an extra 15 yards here to start this drive, so moving where they're going to start up here. Did see an onside kick earlier on by Harvest Prep.
And the question is, I don't know if that earlier kick was on purpose or if, some teams just don't have kickers that can kick the ball very far. So we shall see what Harvest Prep decides to do on this kick. Well, they will boot it. Line drive, bounces by Richard Kenny. And Kenny is going to let it go, and it rolls out of bounds, and that is a blessing. That ball stays inbounds. That's a big deal for Harvest Prep. But it rolls out of bounds, and the Hawks will get to start in some decent field position here. So 9:03 to go here in the fourth quarter. Hawks down by a point.
Re-kick.
Oh, the Hawks will have him re-kick. Okay. Yeah, and that's a good call from where they're kicking it from. Now you take it back to the 20-yard line. That last one skipped by Richard Kenny. If he would have been able to pick it up, he had nobody in front of him. He would have been able to, he's fast, he would have been able to crank the motor up.
You're ooh by the audience as we're finally getting a breeze tonight.
Yeah. Just turned from a breeze to a gust. And ironically, that what is now wind is to the back of the kicker. Now the last one that he kicked was nothing but a line drive anyway.
Hope we got a
another line drive shot. Richard Kenny can't make this catch, and it will go into the end zone for the touchback. I'm telling you, that gusty wind kept that ball up.
Well, that ball went further that time as well. Richard planted himself where he last kick went, and then right over his head. Fortunately, it scooted into the end zone.
So they will start at the 20-yard line. See if Hartley, can put together a drive here, get the running game going, work the clock, and get the points. Peyton Underwood's in the shotgun. Takes the snap, and he tosses it to the near side. Niall Johnson. He tries to get around the corner. Does a great job of staying in bounds. That is quite the run right there. For the 7 or 8 yards that he got, he worked for every inch of them.
Yeah, impressive. Looked like he was going to go out of bounds. Cut it back. Kept the legs driving. Got 4 guys trying to bring him down and falls forward. Big hit in yardage at this point in the game.
Picks up 8, 2nd down and 2. Underwood hands it off. Johnson again. And he gets to the 30-yard line. Actually got drugged down. It looked like he was going to really start to open it up there, and then he got pulled backwards. So they're to the 30, getting to 10 yards in just 2 runs. And off again. Johnson tripped up in the backfield. That's just a good job. The guy that we've been talking about, his blocking tonight on the offense, makes a good defensive play. J.J. DeCarlos shoots in there, makes a shoestring tackle. No gain, 2nd down 10. Now when you talk about throwing the football, you're throwing into the wind.
Yeah, and it's gusting pretty hard out there. You can see the flag.
Underwood will throw it. Far sideline, that's caught. Trey Saunders with the catch, breaks a tackle, and he's out the midfield. Trayvon Saunders just getting open in the flat, and then he does what he does best.
Yeah, he's rolling out to his left again, Peyton there, and that's not an easy throw, getting your shoulders turned and squared and just letting that ball fly off.
Going out of bounds stops the clock. 7:14 to play here in the 4th quarter. Underwood with the pitch to the near sideline. And Saunders turns the corner, and he will just duck out of bounds inside the 35. He's got a 1st down.
Yeah, you gotta watch Richard Kenny on this play and his block. It's kind of interesting how they teach when they get out to avoid holds. You see Richard over here. He's almost boxing out his person as he comes across. Gets him on his butt, still effective block. Brings him for extra yards.
So another big play here by Hartley.
The injury timeout over there.
That's a Harvest Prep player that is down on the far side of the field.
It's like number 11.
And that would be Chris Brown. And he will get up and make his way off to the sideline.
See what they do on this play, but they're moving the ball down the field pretty well.
First down play. And there was movement. Niall Johnson started to move a little bit early.
That's got to be the 4th or 5th of those tonight. 2nd drive in a row, they've had a penalty on 1st down.
Well, you don't need a touchdown here. You just need points. Deontay Hubbard takes the pitch, but there was not much room there from the get-go. Just a good job there. Big number 59. Janarius Strickland comes through and makes the play.
Probably looking at 4-down territory here.
2nd down and 15. Split Kenny out wide to the left. Trey Saunders is a slot man left side. Underwood handoff to Johnson. Up the middle he goes. Niall Johnson's got the first down. Niall Johnson's got the touchdown.
Well, Bob, you don't need 4 downs when you get it there on 2nd down with a draw up the middle. Sprung it, had the speed. Looks like the Hawks will go for 2 here. Try to get this lead back out to 7.
And I wonder if Harvest Prep saw what I saw when they put Kenny and Saunders out there both on the left side, thinking maybe there was something going that way. Underwood starts that way, and then he hands it off on the counter play to Johnson in the middle. It opened up wide for him.
Yeah, good setup on that play. They had set that up all night with those swing passes as well, and just pulling that one out of the pocket right when you need it as well.
And as you said, the Hawks are lining up to go for 2. Put a man in motion. They're going to pitch it. And getting to the pylon and getting the 2-point conversion. Great job by Richard Kenny. He does that so well.
That just beats everyone to the edge there. Going to be hard to catch Richard when he's got a full head of steam. I think he almost ran right through the fence over there on the brand new track.
21-14, Hartley retaking the lead here. And still a lot of time left here in the 4th quarter. It took them only about 3 minutes.
Yeah, just both drives when they come out quickly move down the field.
But by far, that's the best they moved the ball all night.
Oh, yeah.
That was a consistent drive.
A little combination of passing, a little combination of running there.
And overcoming even their own mistakes. The false start on the 1st down and 10. They have to back it up to a 1st down and 15. Still able to convert it, turn it into a touchdown. Niall Johnson with another big night, coming off a big week last week for the Hawks and doing it again tonight. His 2nd touchdown.
Boots going to have opportunity to return this one.
And they do. And here they come. Saunders up the far side, takes a hit, spins off a tackle, and gets taken down, but not until he's to the 46-yard line. That's a great return. And just watch this. Artrell Saunders gets away from one tackle there. Great spin move. And finally gets brought down. Give credit where it's due there. As kicker was even in on that as well. Alex Gabriel getting part of that tackle.
And this puts a little bit less pressure on you if you're Harvest Prep to have to spring a couple big plays right away. You got a little leeway to move the ball down the field.
Jennings back in the Wildcat. And he looks, and he is taken down. That's a great tackle. As Jennings, he thought that he was getting set up, and he was ready to take off, and he was going nowhere. Andrew McFeeters, great tackle. Only picks up a couple. Gain of 2.
Stick with that Wildcat here.
Jennings looks it over, low snap. Tucks it away, starts up the middle. Again, the Hawks collapse on him.
He was kind of getting that snap and pausing for a second just to read, trying to read a little bit where he's going.
Well, for sure, you're going to have to make 2 more stops here if you want to get the ball turned over on downs. Harvest Prep down by 7. Approaching 5 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter. Jalen Jennings going out to the right. Accelerates, he's got the 1st down as he's at the 42-yard line. And they just might continue to ride him as long as they can. Not much reason not to, right?
Not at all. It'll be interesting going down here with the clock ticking down. If they're able to put it in the end zone, what decision they'll make here.
First down 10. Jennings on the left side, and he gets brought down quickly this time. Daniel Tucson, the big number 66, makes the play. Pickup of 2, second down and 8.
So if you're the Hawks here, can you force a negative play?
Well, it's just a lot harder to do when Jennings is running that wildcat, because he's making the decision. He's going to keep the football. Wants to bounce to the outside. Can they wrap him up after a short gain?
And that 3rd and 5 again.
Yeah, when Rodgers is back there, even if they get it to him in a shotgun, he's got to set up. He's got to find a receiver. If you get the pressure off the line, you can do something. But no, with Jennings, he's just getting that. If you react and come off the line, he just runs by you.
Yeah, and there's no looking to hand it off to a teammate.
No.
He's keeping that all the way.
As you said, 3rd down and 5. This is where you'd love to get it. At least if you can stop this guy at the line, it's a great play.
Oh, this prep might be running this down. Only got 1 timeout left. And they just used it.
Find that to be odd.
A little bit going down with under 3 minutes here. And it puts a little bit of rush here if you don't get a great play off.
I mean, is this is that basically saying, look, we think we can not only get a first down, but we can get a touchdown, and we're going to leave you the least amount of time that we possibly can?
Yeah, it's kind of what the Hawks did last week a little bit too, trying to run things down as well. But
Brad Birchfield in the middle of that defensive huddle. I talked to him this week. I said, look, you're the defensive guy. I'm sure that 62 points didn't sit well with you. He said it didn't at all. He said it's a shootout. You know, it was all offense on both sides. But you know, this week, holding Harvest Prep at this moment to 14 points. They need 2 big stops. They put Aiden Rodgers back in as the quarterback now.
Mixing it up here.
Now they can't just key on the guy taking the snap. Rodgers rolling, wants to throw, does throw, and it's incomplete. He had 2 men on that far sideline. Chris Brown was one of them. And the other one was Artrell Saunders. And now it, for the most part, comes down to this. 4th down and 5. They do not have the timeout. Clock is stopped, of course, with the incomplete pass. They can't take any extra time to talk about this.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see if they come out with Rodgers. They go back to that wildcat here. Rodgers is coming back out.
Yeah, so they will perhaps look to throw the ball. Jennings is right alongside him.
Well, there's going to be a flag, maybe a delay of game here.
Well, this changes the complexion here, but Rodgers can throw the ball. So to get 10 yards, well, now you know that more than likely they are going to throw the ball. And Rodgers will. Rolls to his right, has time, throws on the run downfield, but he misses the intended receiver, Artrell Saunders, and the Hawks will get the ball back.
Yeah, almost like the same play they ran on the 3rd down here. And I don't even know if that was catchable, if that was in bounds off that throw.
Right, Saunders was turning like he was looking for a flag. Trayvon Saunders was saying, I didn't do anything here. You know, hands up in the air. I didn't touch him. But I think you have a good point. As an official watching that, you have to wonder if that's even a catchable ball. So Harvest Prep has no timeouts. 2:36 left on the clock. And the Hartley Hawks Just going to take that time off this clock. But there is a false start here. Riley Hogan was so excited to make that play, he couldn't wait until the ball was snapped.
Yeah, I wonder what they'll be working on in practice this week.
Now the sophomore just, as the saying goes, we learn by doing. You just don't want them to do that at this point of the game.
Positive side, I did take 7 seconds off the clock there.
Good point. See, there you go. Underwood takes a snap, hands it off to the first man, and he'll just get a couple of yards. The clock rolls. That's the important thing. Sherrod Bowens was the ball carrier there.
No rush by the Hawks here.
Second down and 12. They will take every ounce of time off the clock. Johnson in motion. They pitch it to the near sideline. And
you're going to get a face mask on that play.
And Deontay Hubbard, who was carrying the ball, who was the one that got his face mask grabbed, is still down on the field. Although from the looks of it, he might have a cramp. Yeah, he does. Again, early in the season, hot, humid. To be honest with you, it's, they've done games where you've had to stop 10 times for this.
Yeah, it's shocking with the amount of players that are playing both ways tonight. I haven't seen that more. It just speaks to hopefully the hydration that was going on this week, all week. A lot of these kids are back in school as of last week too, and this week. So hopefully they're carrying around water bottles.
So with that penalty, Hawks are sitting in a much better position here. Trying to run out this clock. Minute 50 remains on it. Again, they continue to work on Deontay Hubbard. It's right near the sidelines. I think they might come and help him off. I mean, he's so close. It sounds mean to say just drag him off the field. It's that close, but that's basically what they're going to do with him.
Well, being a soccer guy myself, and the stretcher always comes out in European League.
There,
teammates helping him out there.
There he goes. There he goes. Bryce January and Trey Saunders helping Deontay Hubbard off to the sideline. And look, if you've ever had a cramp in your calf, you know what that feels like. Terrible. At least it's not the middle of the night. First down. Ball is at the 45-yard line now of Harvest Prep. Peyton Underwood, 3 men lined up in a straight eye behind him. Takes the ball, hands it off to the tailback. Niall Johnson stays with the ball, gets inside the 40 to the 39. Niall Johnson putting together another great night here. Niall Johnson unofficially 169 yards in this game. And a couple of touchdowns.
Great job by our stats. Just going to let this wind down.
Get into the victory formation, absolutely. And Peyton Underwood kneels with 30 seconds left on the clock. And the Hartley Hawks, they lost the season opener last week. But they come back with a win in the home opener here at Jack Ryan Field tonight. The first time that the full allotment of fans was allowed back in this stadium. And they were treated to a game tonight, 21-14. The Hawks get the victory. And they now even their record at 1-1 on the season.
Yeah, you hope you can keep this going for the next few years too. Harvest Prep and Bishop Hartley playing.
Well, last week Harvest Prep scored 60 in a win over Eastmore, and Hartley scored 58 in a loss to Ursuline. But this was hard fought. This was smash mouth football and run the ball if you can. And the Hawks find a way to get the win. And it's a big win for them tonight. And they'll look at it and they'll still find things that they can improve upon. As Brad Birchfield says, he likes to stack the schedule early in the season like this. Losses early in the year, like to go to Ursuline, it doesn't hurt you at all. There's a computer points. You're going to get into your league. When you get into your league to play, you want to be playing some of your best football. When you get to the end of the season, you want to be playing your absolute best football. And he feels that you learn a lot from early season games like this.
Yeah, and Bishop Hartley's really good in the last 10 years, so it's going to be difficult to schedule games. So it's good that we're getting to play these teams early on. And Coach Birchfield will tell you the opening record of the difficult games he's played ever since he's been here. Top team, so getting a win here and going 1-1 and setting yourself up going into next week's game, really important.
Time for our solid brick player of the game, brought to you by Brick League Apparel and Niall Johnson, no question. He is our player of the game tonight with a couple of touchdowns, 169 yards on the ground. And Andrew, after everything that's happened in this game, this is there's a Niall Johnson, but that shot of the team interacting with the student section here, it was missed so much last year.
Yeah, and I'm proud they know the alma mater, to tell you the truth, because we haven't been able to really do it in the last 2 years. And we practiced it in school the other day, and there was some faces looking around, and we have a banner in the gym, but yeah, they did a good job coming out there and rewarding those fans up in the stands and participating with them. So great job by the Hawks.
Once again, Niall Johnson, our solid brick player of the game. If you have sports apparel needs, wearbrick.com. The Brick League. Visit them today. Good solid win for the Hartley Hawks, who next week are going to take on Canal Winchester. We were just talking about, getting games with other area teams that are not in your league that you can get little rivalries going with, and Canal Winchester falls under that category as well.
Yeah, close, not too far away, 10 miles or so, just going down 33. So good D1 team, close by. Play them in a lot of sports, but it's good that kind of heighten those things up and play the area team, so you don't have to travel to Benedictine all the time or Norwalk or Ursuline, even though you still have those on your schedule.
That's right. Nothing wrong with that either, right? At St. Vincent, St. Mary's, it's nice to get that on the schedule, but anytime you can stay home, you can get great competition, and you can forge some new rivalries. You absolutely take it. The Hartley Hawks, big win for them tonight. Brad Birchfield addressing his team after this one. They found a way to grind it out. They got the ball back, trailing in the game with 9 minutes and 3 seconds left in the fourth quarter. It took them only about 3 minutes to go down the field and score. They took the lead with a 2-point conversion. They made it a 7-point game. And then the defense, I think one of the things that was most impressive here tonight is when they needed the defense, they got the defense. But they got the offense from this guy, Niall Johnson. He is, he's the key to why they win tonight. And this was the big run that he had for the touchdown to cap off that drive with just over 6 minutes left in the fourth quarter. Then that defense came out. They did exactly what they had to do. Jalen Jennings was running almost at will at different points in this game. They slowed him down. They forced the quarterback to come in and throw the ball once again. They defended that. They got it done.
Yeah, excellent job. And you remember on both those touchdowns in the second half, I think it was 2nd down and 15, it's like 3rd down and 19, and big plays to kind of pick up that yardage and set up those touchdowns as well. So good recovery by the Hawks. Some mistakes on both sides with penalties, a little bit of turnovers, but just well-played game by both teams tonight.
Good play by both teams tonight on both sides. You mentioned those mistakes. Game 2, coaches expect those mistakes. They don't want them, but they know they're going to happen. And as you were alluded to during the game, it's something they can work on during practice. The early jumps on the offside, maybe not getting off the field in time, whatever it is. Those things you go over, you expect them early on. You eliminate those early on so that later in the season it is much more seamless. But for the Hawks, it is a feel-good night. They even their record at 1-1 with a 21-14 victory over Harvest Prep here this season. I'd like to thank Frank for doing our stats tonight. He did a wonderful job with that. And thanks to all of our crew here that produced this game for us from Score on Air Network at the Ohio Media School. That's going to do it for our coverage of Hartley football. Once again, the Hawks win by the score of 21-14. For Andrew Juhan, I'm Bob McElligott saying good night from Jack Ryan Field.
Today's game is being brought to you by the Ohio Media School. Find out how you can become involved in radio and TV production at beonair.com/Columbus. By the Lance and Eileen Porter Foundation, who have established and run the Porter Athletic League. By Hutta and Price Orthodontics. Find them on the web at lovethatsmile.net. And by Brick League Apparel. Check out their amazing styles at wearebrick.com.